Listen. By the way, you're going to see something on the thumbnail. My question is, who's it going to be? I mean, the Niners, as per usual, are going to have to decide who is going to start Game 1 of the 2023 season. You know what? I've actually gotten used to that. I already know it's going to be that every year. But Jimmy Garoppolo's gone now. Because it was always arguing, well, we get rid of Jimmy and we got to bring it. Okay, he's gone. He leaves next week. We're still doing it. However, suddenly a new name has appeared on the Niners annual list of quarterback wants. Now that Aaron Rodgers, it is clear that Aaron has lost his mind completely. And with Tom Brady, Tom's trying to take it by. The 49ers are still trying to get him to come back. Have you heard about that, right? Enter Lamar Jackson. The new forbidden fruit. For now. Fam, would you make that deal? I asked that question because I'm seeing people on the internet, particularly Twitter, get Lamar Jackson. We should need to get Lamar Jackson at all costs. Seriously? Really? Tonight, going over some of the sentiments circulating about the quarterback situation, the new craving for Lamar Jackson, given his contract struggles in Baltimore, your take is wanted. By the way, Brock Purdy finally had surgery to repair that injured elbow early this morning. Niners announced that Purdy's surgery took place this morning. In a statement, the Niners said, quote, Purdy underwent successful surgery with a renowned specialist, Dr. Keith Meister. Meister's conducted an internal brace repair to Purdy's right elbow. Purdy is anticipated to start throwing a progression program in 3 months. The brace is a synthetic check rein implanted alongside the repair to help reinforce the ligament as it heals. Quote. Here we go. We got that to be worried about. All right. So, is it going to heal up okay? Is it going to be okay? At least it's not going to be the TJ surgery, Tommy John, of course. Because that man, forget about it. Ain't no coming back, man. Ain't no coming back. The Ravens have elected to utilize a non-exclusive franchise tag on Lamar Jackson. There's a method to their madness, though. The move allows teams to submit offers for LJ and potentially gain his services for the price of 2 first-round picks, as is standard. To the surprise of nobody, LJ immediately became a talking point in every Niners circle on the planet. It's like there's no fringe hanging around it. It's just, get him! To pair his talents with Coach Shanahan, play calling would be a thing to behold, I must admit. The Niners don't have a first-round pick until next year, right? How would they make that deal? The Niners' avenue to the LJ sweepstakes would be via a sign and trade, where they could package assets such as young Trey Lance, other players, and draft picks in a strong move for LJ. Would the Ravens be interested? I don't know. However, fam, how unrealistic a task for the Niners is that? Have you thought about that a minute? For those who are seriously thinking, we ought to get Lamar Jackson, have you really thought about all the repercussions, the ramifications? Shout out to my dude, Rowan Chakravarti, of whom I fully agree with on the pros and cons of moving to get LJ. Let me go to the cons first. 3 words. Lamar Jackson's contract. Obviously, LJ is going to demand a Brinks truck delivery salary regardless of where he plays next. That's a given. He ain't coming for nobody's cheap. It ain't going to happen. The player could possibly earn $200+ million in guaranteed money after Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray committed highway damned robbery in a crime bringing him a haul of $189.5 million in guarantees on his 5-year, wait for it, $230.5 million deal. You damn well, Kyler Murray is not worth that kind of money. So obviously, Lamar, who knows he's better, everybody knows he's better, is going to want more than that. See, this is why this trend about, fam, this is one of the reasons why franchise quarterback salaries, and I've heard the movement already, it's been talked about in certain circles. Can we remove the franchise quarterback salary from the equation against the cap, it's really going to, at some point, you're going to see guys getting $600 million contracts, right? Now, I understand the cap is going to continue to move, but you realize the impact that's going to have on stadium seats and everything else. It's gotten out of control. Some of these things make no sense. Some of these quarterbacks aren't worth that money. Not that much. Oh, no. LJ, however, has reportedly demanded a fully guaranteed contract on par with Deshaun Watson's 5-year. LJ's actually $230 million. Right? He's not insane. I mean, he knows he had 0.5 less than Kyler. Fully guaranteed deal. The Lions have maneuvered the cap well over the Lynch Shannon era, but LJ funding would require them to break the bank completely open, and they'd have to come into that bank with masks on and guns in order to get that kind of money, which, by the way, likely means cost-cutting measures elsewhere down the line. Niners are currently structured to only withhold a rookie contract at the QB, which has been their MO since they drafted Trey Lance in the first place, and has allowed for the team to extend several key pieces like Debo, which is that the 49ers think we need to keep a team built around a quarterback. That's why, one of the reasons why 49ers are out here trying to get these high-profile, extremely expensive quarterbacks. Kyle knows he can run a system without all that. He does it every year. We just come up, and by the way, before you say, yeah, because they ain't no good. We've lost every year because of injury. Except for for Super Bowl year. But still, that should have been won. If they had experience, they would have won that year. But this year, it was made. It was made. Whether it was Jimmy or Brock, 49ers they were going to contend against the Chiefs. Everything was in place. Experience was there. Everybody knew what they're doing. You added that missing link. It's not the quarterback. It was Brock. I mean, it was McCaffrey the whole time. McCaffrey made that offense click, click, click. Because all those other guys are out there doing a great job. Now they have become just, I mean, when you think about how far the rest of the guys just got expanded in what they do because of McCaffrey. Now the 49ers were unstoppable offensively. The defense, oh yeah. The defense was doing the defense. 49 defense has been good for years. This was the year. Again. Snap. Oh, and that's what 49ers futures. Oh, snap. Also, the value will require to trade for LJ, given the necessity for a sign and trade. Since San Francisco doesn't hold a 2023 first-round pick, would be significant to say the least. Seeing how older quarterbacks like Russell Wilson was way overpaid, Ravens are plotting anyway, fam. They really are. Based on the current response from opposing teams publicly, it appears that the Ravens elected to franchise tag Lamar Jackson to allow for him to see his mark in his damn self. Brilliant, Ravens. As it doesn't seem that other owners are willing to pay fully guaranteed contracts for him either. Let me remind you that Lamar has been MIA the last 2 out of 3 years. In that third year, he didn't make it. I don't know did he make it to the playoffs and got beat? If you're an owner doling out that kind of money, you got to think long and hard. So while Lamar is out job hunting, he'll find he only hears no guaranteed contracts, but instead matches similarly to what other quarterback deals have been. The Ravens have allowed another team or teams to essentially do all the negotiating for him. You mother boy. No, but you know what? That was smart of them. Meanwhile, they have the option of matching any other submitted for LJ. Whatever he gets. LJ, come on back, man. We'll give you that. You know, we just wanted you to see what it was like out there. We never had any intention of letting you go. The Ravens have made that clear from the get-go. Guaranteed money has appeared to have been the only primary dispute. So if the situation gets solved for them via an opposing team's tender, they could very well match a deal and keep LJ through his prime. So you want to get involved in that game they're playing? 49ers go through all that, get it all done, got LJ sitting up in the office, and just about 15 minutes before he gets ready to sign, hey. Yeah. No, that's, you guys weren't expecting this. It's Jim Harbaugh here. Listen, guys, we're gonna match that, so there's no point in you writing that. I could have told you before now, but we're just waiting to see how far it's gonna go. So if a team does give them obviously the Ravens would have 5 days to match, keeping that team hampered over the period of a time in free agency, once again de-incentivizing an early offer. This is a game. John and Kyle know this too. See, every year we start screaming about get this guy, get this guy. They already know the plumbing involved in trying to get that water to run through them pipes. They ain't gonna do it. Not hardly gonna do it. Okay, let me go over the pros right quick because that shouldn't take long. Should the 49ers entertain the idea of trading for Jackson? Absolutely. They entertain it for sure. Lamar Jackson is a bad mofo. That's box office. Of course it is. Shannon's number one problem during his tenure as Niners head coach has been the inability to figure out his quarterback situation. This is an ongoing saga each and every year that ends as it begins. Another saga. That madness has hampered the Niners during their numerous playoff runs, depriving the entire Niner empire of a championship, more than likely. And for sure this past year. I would have bet huge on that. I don't even bet. But given all the factors presented, San Francisco's cap situation, trade value, and the Baltimore Ravens' tactics, how in the world is such a deal realistic? This is my question tonight. Big Show. You know I love me some Big Show. My dude has been leading a contingent on Twitter, working me about the Niners' need to get serious and make the deal. They're killing me, man. Raymond chimed in. A couple of the guys chimed in and said, man, what is wrong? Listen, guys, I ain't got nothing against Lamar. But have you thought about it? What are you going to do? You going to sign Lamar? Have you lost your mind? I can just see now, when they intro the team before the games, coming out of the tunnel, steam flying. Psst. And now, for your San Francisco 49ers, psst, Lamar Jackson, psst, Jake Brendel, psst, Nick Bosa. Psst. Suddenly there's a hush. And that's it. That's all the money we've got for this year. Fam, listen to me. I just want to know if anybody can make me know or understand. I may be wrong. There's many times, most of the time I'm wrong. Please explain to me how Lamar Jackson is going to get on this team and they still keep anybody on it that's going to help him win. This is my only question. I said, first time I saw it, I started laughing at Lamar Jackson to San Francisco. You guys must be, are you serious? You cannot be serious. Where the 49ers going to get the funding to bring Lamar Jackson to San Francisco? Oh my God. I'm sorry, fam. I should have got this done a long time ago. Why I didn't? Okay, I'm free. I said, Lamar Jackson, guys, do you guys realize what he's asking for? The 49ers, have we ever paid a quarterback anywhere near that money? And now we're going to pay Lamar? Oh my God. Oh, good. It's Papa Dragon.
Show me the money!
Oh!
Show me the money!
Jerry Maguire, I'm going to get him on the phone. Woo!
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, buddy?
I'm okay. I just, sometimes I worry about my family. I look at us and I say, we can't be serious, but I believe some of us are. Pop.
Well, a big chunk of us are always going to like the new shiny thing.
Yeah.
Whether that's Brock Purdy after 7 games or whether it be Mac Jones in the draft. But the reality is this. Yeah. Reality is this. Big shout out to Big Show and Pill Phil. The reality is this, is that in order for them to secure his services right now, as it stands, Lamar Jackson is asking for north and guaranteed money. But what Deshaun, I need a massage, Watson got.
God, those massages are expensive.
In order for that to happen, our venture capitalist ownership group would have to put more than $250 million into an escrow account, along with the $59 million that they gave up to Debo, and along with whatever they got to give up for Bosa.
Yeah. Which hasn't even paid yet. We're talking about liquidation going on down at I mean, it's just the bank is probably saying, "Listen, we can't get that kind of money overnight." You know, come on.
If you've ever seen a sale of an NFL team, a lot of times what happens is that when these ownership groups come together, they're selling off stuff to build up the liquid cash to buy these teams. Right? So it's the same thing that the Yorks would have to do, and they don't have a track record for doing it. Now, it's not to say that it won't happen, but the only time it could happen at the earliest is after the first round of the draft. They could do something. But now you're talking about you've invested 5 number 1 picks into a quarterback. A quarterback, by the way, who was not finished the last 2 seasons. Now, make no mistake about it. Do you have to have a quarterback to win? Yes. A top quarterback. But do you pay someone? Do you pay Deshaun Watson? Do you see a Super Bowl in Deshaun Watson's future?
Mm-mm.
I don't.
I don't either.
Do you see a Super Bowl in Daniel Jones' future?
Oh, God. Have they paid him? They agreed to that yet? $45 million. That's a joke. No, I don't.
That's what. How many touchdowns did he throw last year, Ronbo?
1, 2,
15.
3, 4, yeah.
He threw 15 touchdowns last year. He just got $40 million. Look how much money Kirk Cousins has made.
That's the best.
Or Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers got the Green Bay Packers on a hook for $60 million this year. He's not going to sniff a Super Bowl in Green Bay.
No.
So, you know, would I like Lamar Jackson? Absolutely. I would love Lamar Jackson. But it's not realistic. It just isn't. It's not. We've won without Lamar, right? So we've won without him, right?
Yeah.
So basically,
year.
The 49ers are telling us that the reason why we're not Super Bowl champions is because of bad luck. That's what they're telling us. They're telling us, oh, if we had a quarterback, we would have won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That's what they're telling us. So it doesn't make sense for them to go out and do that. Plus, we just don't have a track record. The 49ers don't have a track record of going to get a quarterback until Trey Lance, right?
Yeah, as far as giving up huge assets and everything. Yeah. Well, okay. They went after Jimmy.
What did they do with it?
They went after Jimmy. That was a pursuit, you know. But the thing is, they've never went into a draft.
That was not a pursuit.
Went into it.
No. The Patriots contacted the 49ers. We didn't go after Jimmy. We fell into Jimmy.
Well, the 49ers could have said no thanks. And they turned right around and got him.
No, why would you say no thanks if you got Tom Brady's understudy for a second-round pick? That's a yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll do that.
Could have cut him that year, though.
Right? Look what the Panthers gave up today to try to get to my franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
2 and a number 1 receiver. So this is a quarterback league. If you don't got one, you know, then there's a possibility that you're going to be in trouble if you come across your opponent across the field and they got one. Mm. So ultimately, moving forward, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, but in my opinion, the number 1 need this offseason is quarterback. That's the only reason why I consider Lamar. But I wish I had a bigger range of players to choose from. Like, yeah, I like Lamar, but is Lamar really going to get along with Kyle Shanahan?
And
after what he did to RG3, after what he did to Trey Lance?
Oh, true. Can these guys run the offense? I'm already hearing that Brock Purdy was off schedule the majority of the time. When he kept hitting George Kittle, there was the other guys open.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is the thing.
I
always laugh and say, you know, okay, you guys don't understand. Kyle Shanahan wants things done a certain way. He doesn't care if we win or not. It has to be done a certain way. So, yeah, there's going to be problems.
Right.
So, can you see, like you're saying, Lamar coming in, running like crazy, taking off, gaining 50, 60 yards a pop, and Shanahan, yeah, but that's not how I designed that play. Okay, well, Kyle, you know what? Yeah. God.
No, I mean, I see Shanahan calling a quarterback draw, quarterback power on 2nd and 8, and calling it a football play.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is having your quarterback taking unnecessary hits. That's the whole point. It's unnecessary hits. You know, that's what you have a running back for, no? Well, when's Mason going to run the ball?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
And I agree.
So, I mean, in general, I mean, their whole paradigm is jacked up. And now they're in a position where they have two quarterbacks coming off injury. Mm-hmm. Personally, I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust it. I'd be looking for somebody to say, hey, look, like, you know, I said go after Derek Carr. Why? Because he's a 4-time Pro Bowler. Tell him on the fact, hey, come here for a 1-year deal. You know you're going to win with us, and then next year you'll be worth $50, $60 million.
To somebody, right? Even if it ain't us.
They didn't. That's what I'm saying. So it's like right now, from what I'm hearing about people, is that Aaron Rodgers wants to leave Green Bay, but he wants to go to California. That's where he wants to go.
Meanwhile, the Jets got every player over there campaigning outside his house to come to New York.
I know. Exactly. Well, see, the deal is that he's going to go to a place he doesn't want to go and take a pay cut.
Oh.
He'd be more likely to go to a place that he wants to go and take a pay cut, and that's California. That's San Francisco. That's where he wants to go. But he already knows that, you know, the Green Bay Packers are not going to send him there. So that's what the holdup is right now. He's trying to figure out a way to get to San Francisco.
Now, that thing he made in that golf tournament, you think that was just for show to get somebody to say? Because he made it, I've never seen anybody do that before. He made it public. No, it's not San Fran. I think
that's because they've had those talks already. Oh. They've already had those talks saying, hey, these are the places I want to go. And they're like, you can forget about the NFC, Jack.
And Green Bay's
they want
right.
to send them to the air.
I mean, why would I send you to a place where you can come back and get me later? No, Aaron.
Yeah, and I get that, but they're in a situation right now where they're like, they want him to go. They don't want to pay him that $60 million. So I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron says, you know what, I'm coming back to Green Bay, and force their hand. And then maybe if he gets released, he ends up in San Francisco. I'm not saying I'm campaigning for him. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that we got to get him because all of a sudden that's going to set us apart from everything else. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, that's what's happening.
But Pop, when you say pay cut, we're talking drastic cut. And if Aaron on board for that, because he ain't getting nowhere near $60 million a year. No, that's not going to happen.
No, he's not going to get that here. But here's the difference: he comes home, he plays for his childhood team.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? A team with all these stars.
Yeah.
He gets a ring. Now, if he gets a ring in San Francisco, right? That's just like a bucket list checkbox. And that's an instant ticket to Hall of Fame for him if he does that. Yeah. So I think it's a difference where it's like.
Go ahead, because we're running out of time.
Yeah. I just think that's really what the difference is right now. That's what the holdup is. So I predict that he's going to go back to Green Bay where that relationship is soured.
He has no choice.
And I think they're going to probably force him to cut him, and then he'll end up in San Francisco. That's just my prediction, but I'm likely wrong.
Isn't there 30? Isn't he 38, 37, 38?
He's 39.
He's 39. So minimum Aaron comes here at 40.
But he plays in the same offense. He's not going to have to play hero ball. He can just dump it off to the playmakers that the 49ers already have. He has the defense.
See, that's why when you say you need an all-star quarterback on the other side of it, you don't. You really don't. You just need a guy who's accurate, process quickly, and get rid of the ball. You've got the weapons all around you. It's the West Coast offense.
Hang on a second. You do need a superstar quarterback, but let me explain how and why. Because you have quarterbacks now that can go the full length of the field in 3 plays. And you have to have a guy that can do that. Whether he runs the ball for 20-something yards like Mahomes did, whether he throws it for 30 here, 40 here, 50 here, like Aaron Rodgers did to us the last time they beat us. You got to have a quarterback that can go the length of the field in 3 or 4 plays with a little time left. You have to have that now.
Papa, we're going to go. First of all, because I want to expand upon this conversation and say we also need to get a whole new personnel to run that kind of offense. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about that Sunday. All right. All right, Pop.
Yep. All right, man. Later.
All right, Pop. Is it? Yo, hey, Dre. Come on in, Dre.
Oh shoot! Excuse me, Ronbo. This bullshit is making me sick. Nah, I'm really sick, y'all. Pray for me.
It's every year, Dre. It's quarterback time from when the season begins until a quarterback finally gets hurt. And then we go into the offseason. What are we going to do now? Well, here we go. Here's your options. Brady, Rodgers, and C, TBD.
Wait, I'm reading a comment on the thing that says Grant had all the LGBT panels today on his channel. That's not a channel. Check them out. Oh, that's nice. I didn't see that. But back to what you were saying.
No, you have to realize who the source is. I have already told people about that individual. Yeah. That's a very strange dude. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I say to everybody, we all know Jed York, and Kyle didn't just about traded for everybody he's going to trade for pertaining to a quarterback. Lamar, the Ravens don't want players for him. They want draft picks. And they're going to, and for as Aaron, no matter what the Packers do, they're going to be on the hook for $40 million of his cap, period.
Yep.
Regardless if
I
they
forgot
trade him
about that.
or if
they
they
don't have to pay
him.
The whole 60, not this year.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he's not coming here. And I wouldn't trade him here anyway. And everybody keeps hearing all this stuff, Ronbo.
Tired of that.
Yeah, and then everybody said Brock Purdy with no arm is like Steve Young and everything. Me personally, I didn't watch the last 4 Super Bowls. I've seen quarterbacks that was throwing down the field. You know what I'm saying? Kyle is scared to call them plays for some semi-reason. He felt Trey was a robot and he could just run up the middle and don't get broke. Run into 365-pound linemen and just don't nothing happen, you know. He just made a steal. And it all pisses me off because he didn't put no protection behind neither quarterback.
Well, see, that's what I was getting ready to add to your throwing down the field. Kyle knows that offense they can hold long enough to throw no ball down the field. And even short passes, the quarterback's getting killed.
Exactly. And I've seen last year when Trey was in the Texans game, Kyle got in his tail because he did an off-script play. It was a great play, and he completed it. But Kyle still was pissed off about it. And Lord knows, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Been telling you for years.
It is what it is.
Kyle does not like to let that rope loosen up. He wants you to do like you're told. He's complaining now about that touchdown to George because Jawan Jennings was supposedly open. So you didn't go by you didn't go by the numbers, Brock. And he gave Brock some grief about that too.
And me personally, I'm starting to feel like everybody gonna hate me and try to kill my head off on this. But until this coach get a Super Bowl ring, I don't give a damn what y'all say. It's almost time to Kyle get the hell up out of here. I'm tired of him. You keep breaking the quarterback. You got like 7 running backs. Ain't no team got that many running backs and that many quarterbacks.
And they don't last all year, Dre.
Quarterbacks, then we got other positions.
You might end up with 2 running backs at the end of the year. Why all of our guys got to get hurt? It's a phenomenon.
Because Kyle. It's Kyle, but everybody gonna say, well, Kyle not on the field. They are on the field. Well, guess who picked them? Guess who's calling their plays? Guess who's going to bat for them to get a paycheck? I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
You know, and then everybody go kick it in Cabo and celebrate like they won the Super Bowl and, you know, just moral victories. I don't got time for moral victories. I don't got time for my players to run my team. I need a coach.
Because the window is closing. You know, as these guys get older, you got George Kittle, Debo, all these guys, they're not getting younger like anybody else is. So, you know, you got to do it.
I didn't see Andy Reid in Cabo. I don't see Andy Reid in Cabo or Hawaii Disneyland either. And they won the Super Bowl. I don't see him hanging with Patrick at all this offseason. I was looking too, Ronbo. I really was. And I said, you know, I'm going to say, no, damn it. How are you starting to make a bad look for yourself, brother, man? That's all I'm going to say about that because everybody wants the next Steve Young. What you got to realize, we need to draft him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we got to draft him.
And
Kyle ain't
you
the
get
dude
that you're
for it because
lucky
he done missed 3 of them.
if you find it in the draft. Lucky.
Exactly. And Kyle done missed 3 of them. He didn't miss that. Well, 4. Maybe more. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Let's see, who else? Damn it, I keep forgetting their name.
Didn't Deshaun
but
Watson?
y'all know. Yeah, I think it was Deshaun. I was gonna say Deshaun, but I didn't want to make myself.
I think it was the same.
Yeah, it was Deshaun. He went up and drafted. Who was it?
Solomon Thomas.
I forgot who it was. Yeah, he turned out to be ass. Tangy ass. Sorry.
Oh, really?
He was.
That's a bad move.
Now look at him. And everybody, let's trade. What if Trey go out and become Patrick Mahomes and whoop our ass for the next 10 years? Then what y'all gonna say? Well, if it wasn't for Kyle, no. If it was for 49er fan base that get on Twitter.
Hey, I tell you what, that's what's in there. Any quarterback's got any skills that's going somewhere else is going to do well. Watch Jimmy go to the Raiders and kill everybody. The weapons he's got over there,
that's what I said.
And the coach that brought him up is running things. Oh, man. So,
Man, Ronbo, you finna see this year. This is finna be a bunch of bull crap, and they gonna try to fall back on Trey. That's what I have a feeling, because he's still under his rookie contract. And if Brock Purdy turns out to be a bunch of baloney, because the league got the tape out on him, and he ain't never played in a game with adversity, with like real dogs after you, until he faced the Eagles.
Well, so he got one dog.
He didn't play with real dogs after him. Real dogs after his heels until he played the Eagles. Then you got to see him kind of look like Trey, just a little bit. Didn't know really where he was. He wasn't too decisive when he was going with the ball. Well, Trey didn't run back. I ain't never seen Trey run back. I don't think Brock got a lot.
As confident as Brock look, he doesn't know the playbook. I was wondering how he know the playbook. You can know the playbook, but going out there and applying it is two different things. And he did ad-lib a lot.
Yeah, and everybody giving him praises, but he did a great job. I ain't gonna take it from you. You know what I'm saying? But Christian McCaffrey was a threat with him, Debo, and Kittle, and Ayuk. Those are threats all by themselves. That other player, that the defense didn't want to let loose.
Mm-hmm.
Now Brock wasn't no threat to nobody. You couldn't throw down. You couldn't throw past. What he said, 30 yards.
What you mean after he got his arm hurt?
What did he say?
I don't know.
No, he admitted, because a dude asked him on one podcast. He said, "What was his motion
range?
like before and after? His range and motion?" He said, "Was it difficult to throw after?" He said, "Yeah, but I could still make the yardage almost." I said, "So if you still could have made the yardage, why didn't you throw the damn ball?"
That pain must have been killing
I don't know, Ronbo.
I can't imagine what that feels like, though. Yeah.
I don't want to imagine. That's
yeah, I know. I don't want to feel that.
I give it to you.
That just looks.
I give it to you, man.
Jesus.
Hell no, that's your elbow.
Even when I do tricep exercises, you know your elbow is a little sore. Can you imagine that area being snapped all the way? Oh my God! Oh.
I broke my elbow. The ground was sticking up out of it. The ground was sticking up, and my elbow went right into it. So I know what he's feeling. I know what he's feeling.
Oh my God, I've been screaming. I wouldn't care if anybody's watching. Anybody with that grown ass? What is he doing? Crying? Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
your elbow broke
before.
before.
Too big to be rolling on the ground crying like that at 2:00 in the morning, but I didn't care.
I wouldn't either. That's just too much pain.
I just hope and pray that they get this stuff together with this quarterback, because it's going on 7 years or 8 years, whatever, and they still ain't got it right. Jay needs to put his foot down. Send your daddy in. Send somebody in to know about football. I'm tired of these moral victories, because truth be told, we ain't winning no ring next year, and watch when December come, how we're going to take it this year. No, we're not, because we ain't got no quarterback.
Well, we'll be looking for one next year, too, no matter who comes in. Lamar could come in, and we'd be looking for a quarterback next year, guaranteed. Just the way it is with this team.
Kyle wants to be the superstar. Kyle wants to be the superstar. He wants to be the quarterback. He wants to be the player on the field. He didn't quite make quarterback, so he played wide receiver. And then he quite couldn't make that jump neither. So, he wants to be one of the guys. If Kyle's not the superstar MVP of the year, then I guess we're not winning the Super Bowl. And every year, he does the same look what happened in the Super Bowl, Ronbo. He wanted to make Jimmy MVP. He knew it wasn't going to happen, but he still wanted to do it, because that made him look like a smart genius.
And even after it was clear that Mike Park's person was done, 4 quarters of football was too much from that day, every snap, the defender was in the backfield immediately. Well, Kyle, you know how you counter that, right? Run the ball the other way. No! Throw the ball! Throw that ball! Throw that ball. Now look, they've got it back again.
He wanted to be MVP. He wanted to be MVP. People call me crazy, but I bet you $20 we don't win no ring with Kyle Shanahan. And the minute I'm finna stop watching, like I did after John Harbaugh. After Harbaugh left, I'm gonna stop watching.
Oh yeah,
until we get a new coach, because Jimmy I'm not finna watch for moral victory.
Yeah, Jimmy T and Chip Kelly were frightening. Dre, we gotta go.
Yeah, they were trash.
Yeah, I'll stay. What I'm gonna do, Dre? I'll be back Sunday, and let's see what develops. I think it's time to free agency. The 49ers are gonna whisper in some name. It's gonna say, "What? Nah, really?" So
it's a bunch of baloney. And y'all pray for me. Please don't make me sicker than what I am.
You'll be okay, Dre.
Crap. All right, Ronbo. Y'all be
I'll see you Sunday. Night, fam.
Yeah.
And the Big Show says, how can you not want an MVP, Lamar, a multi-Pro Bowler? We haven't had an MVP quarterback since Steve Young. Kyle did, after all mention, whom he was after in 2021, run like Lamar and throw like Drew Brees. So that human being doesn't exist. Hasn't been born yet. Now, at some point in history, he might, or at some point in the future, he might, but that's not possible. So Kyle needs to lower his expectations and just, show thanks to that contribution show, but Lamar Jackson is it's just too much money. That's the bottom line. He's a good ball player, and I hope he can stay healthy, but he has the same issue as everybody else on our team. Hurt. Yeah, chill. Phil.
Oh, Ronbo.
We're the 49ers.
Where do I start?
Anywhere you want, middle side. It doesn't matter. It's all going to be the same. It's just terrible. The bottom line
heard
is just
from
awful.
2 callers, dumb and dumber.
It's funny.
I'm sorry, but we're not going to get Lamar Jackson. We're not going to get Aaron Rodgers. We got the quarterbacks we got. And who says Brock Purdy's not going to be a superstar?
Yeah, you never know. He's got hurt in the middle of learning.
Yeah, the only loss he got hurt in the first series. Where do these people come from? I mean, Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round. Kurt Warner wasn't even drafted.
I understand he didn't do anything the first. Brady didn't do anything his first year either. Not really.
How do we know that Brock Purdy's not the guy? We don't. But to say that we don't have a quarterback, that's ridiculous. And then if we go for one of these big time quarterbacks, who are we letting go? Half the team.
Yes, lots of people.
We can't even sign a kicker right now.
You know what, though, Phil? On that, real quick, I think Robbie's going to go out and check things out. 49ers, let him go check things out. Robbie, listen, you know what? We're going to give you 4+, but we can't give you 5. That's all we said in the first place. So you're going to come back, and Robbie's going to say, okay.
Niners are playing hardball.
Yeah.
But they have to. There is a cap, all right? It's not unlimited. And if you sign Lamar Jackson, you will never win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You will never win it.
Tell him, Phil. Tell him, Phil. You tell him, Phil. No chilling today.
Thanks, Jack. All right, hold on. Go ahead, Phil.
Anyway, you signed. The only reason KC keeps winning is Mahomes took a team-friendly contract.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best quarterback, but he's not the highest-paid quarterback.
Not anymore, which is just
no, not even close. So,
you got Kyler Murray. The hell are you going to pay him that much money for?
And look where Arizona is.
And where they're going to be next year?
It
gets worse. They don't have any money.
Look at the Rams. They went down there.
Biggest joke in the world.
We should have gotten Stafford. Now he can't even play.
And you can't trade him. Who's going to give you anything for
got
Stafford?
A $50 million price tag.
If they got to cut him before what? How many days they got left?
Well, even if they cut him, they got $50 million.
Wait, dead cap is what? What?
$50 million.
Ooh, Rudy, I can't wait to see you on Twitter. Bring it.
The Rams are in big time trouble. So, I'm glad we're in the situation we are. We've got 2 rookie quarterbacks. One of them's going to play out, and one of them's going to be fine. And we're going to be able to get players around them.
This is essential.
So, let's not be stupid. Seriously. And Aaron Rodgers ain't going to play for anything other than $50 million.
That's why he did what he did.
Aaron.
He let his best
He
receiver
is Mr.
go.
Drama Queen.
Oh God, yes.
These guys have egos the size of the Empire State Building. So, I'm glad I'm glad Brock's surgery went well.
Mm.
I hope he comes back strong and competes for the job. And I hope Trey and Brock and the best man win. And then we keep the rest of the team intact. We fill some spots, which we need desperately on the offensive line and the defensive line. And we need to sign Nick Bosa long term.
Mm-hmm.
Those are where our priorities should be.
Yeah.
And then let's hit a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 on the draft.
And we always
do. 11 picks we have.
Yeah.
And I would keep drafting quarterbacks in the 5th, 6th, 7th rounds and keep, Bill Walsh had a strategy where he drafted a quarterback every year. Every year. I mean, guys like Bono and
because you never know. Yeah. I mean, Brock Purdy's got to be the biggest. Bill Walsh would have been like, that's how you get it done.
Exactly.
I mean, that's
and the other thing is, we need a big star quarterback. Well, unless you draft in the first 5 draft picks, most of the star quarterbacks in college are gone.
Yeah.
Right? We've been drafting on average 28th, 29th, and 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So would you rather draft in the top 5?
Or trade up to first?
No.
Trade up high, lose up all your first round picks?
Was because Jimmy got hurt and the team went down and we had a terrible season. Mm-hmm. And so then we traded up to get Trey.
And he goes down in back-to-back seasons. So you see, this is why I'm saying, this thing about pain and suffering and quarterbacks going down, you're not going to alleviate it by continuing to bring in quarterbacks. And even some of these names you're mentioning now, you bring them in, they're not going to last. I'm convinced, Phil, that the quarterback, we need 2 at all times, is going to get hurt. And this year we set a record 4 times.
Well, no,
4 quarterbacks got annihilated. 4.
I think this year in the 7th round we draft a quarterback, see if he plays out, and then I would sign a veteran on, and have 4 quarterbacks in camp and deal that way. But you don't need to go get some superstar and spend the franchise, and then everybody else has to go.
And watch him get carried off on a stretcher. It just makes no sense.
We do have a cap. And the cap, is real.
Hard cap.
Just
not
ask
like the
the
NBA.
Rams. They're realizing it.
That's the only thing that makes me smile these days. The Rams and their situation.
Well, Arizona's even worse.
It's even more funny. But I don't care about Arizona. I have no feeling about the Cardinals, but the Rams and the Seahawks, that just brings joy to my heart.
And Seattle's paying their quarterback $35 million, who only had 1 year of success.
But they got money, Phil, to burn, apparently.
Well, yeah.
God.
Not that much more than we have, actually.
I don't know where they found $35 million. And like you said, Gino has been in the league for how many years? He comes up with one season. Pay the man. I mean, any number of quarterbacks would love to play for the Hawks if you can get all that happening. God.
You know, I'm happy with Brock and Trey, and let the best man win.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's go into the season. I think we can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I always feel that way, and I was confident we're going to win.
Did KC with Mahomes win a Super Bowl when their offensive line was trash?
I know, right? This is why I know had Jimmy made it all the way to the Super Bowl, I would have bet the farm on that one. Because first of all, they've all got a vendetta to settle. They're pumped up a little more than everybody else. They got the tools now. You got McCaffrey to go along with the rest of those weapons. You got the experience. Everybody out there knows what they're doing completely now, unlike 2019. No fail. Mahomes would have been in trouble.
Yep.
That defense would have been all over his ass.
I mean, you know, we've got to shore up our offensive line, center and right tackle. We've got to shore up our defensive line.
Yeah. See, that's why there's no $60 million contracts given out to no quarterback coming in. There's too much to do. Or else you're still going to lose. You can't do only with a quarterback. And that's like Kyle's offense anyway. This is what the quarterback out there doing all the heavy lifting. Oh, that clock ran out, Phil. Phil, I'll be back Sunday, and let's see what develops.
We did pretty good with Brock.
Yeah, I don't. If we just wouldn't have broke his arm, I think it would have been fine. He was coming along.
He would have won that Philly game. I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh,
I was confident.
Yeah. They had Jalen Hurts on the ropes. He looked like a deer in headlights on one play. I said, hey, they've got Hurts' attention, don't they? Whoa. Hindsight. Anyway, Phil, shall see you Sunday, and
okay.
Let's see what develops next.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Night, Phil.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, let me. Okay. A Big Show says at some point you're going to have to give up the bank to a quarterback. When is it going to be is the question. Show, it's not going to happen this year. Delvin Thomas, we got CMC. No need for Lamar, period. Delvin, see, this is what I'm telling you. Shanahan's offense is designed for a cumulative effect. It doesn't require a juggernaut quarterback. He'll never put up with that, number one. For Lamar, period. I can hear ESPN now, 365 days of the year, saying how much help do we need to reach number 6. I know. And Show sounds like Phil wants to be mediocre the next 5 years. Show, we're just talking common sense here. I think you missed one up. There's one way up there, too, I saw. Okay. Anyway, J-Rod, Kyle never puts the ball in the hands of any quarterback. So that Jimmy put the ball in Jimmy's hands in the fourth quarter, that never happened. Hey, Eric Coates, 209.
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, who's Steven? Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
I got the Eric code here for you. Where's Steven? Steven, come on in here. We're addressing.
I called you on my business line. My bad.
That's okay. I just didn't see your name come up on the ID. Steven, now we have Lamar fever. We no longer have Brady because he retired, although they're going to try to call him out. And then, of course, the thing, Aaron Rodgers, it's just no way. And then you got Lamar. He needs money. He needs big money. He's not here to just win a championship. He needs money. So, but he is the now forbidden fruit. Are you on board with bringing Lamar in, or what is your twist on this?
Hell no, absolutely not. That man. If we talked about how Debo was a diva back then, like during last off season, then we're talking like a bigger diva than OBJ. We're talking a bigger diva than Debo. We're talking a bigger diva, like a football diva, than anybody in that entire league. I mean, the man withheld so much from the Ravens just because he was either not getting enough playing time, not getting enough throwing, not getting enough, touches, whatever. It doesn't matter. This man's a diva. He's not worth it.
And, the Ravens are just playing him. He needs to get himself an agent. The Ravens are playing him. All right, Lamar, listen. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this tag on you, all right, and let's see what develops. You're out there. Go ahead. Shop it. They know Lamar's not going to get that guarantee he's talking about. They know it. And if I'm Lamar and come back, you know what? Y'all can tag me. I ain't playing. My pride would be so hurt because they played me. You know? That's a joke.
Yeah, like, in all honesty, I mean, if we were going to sign a QB, I wouldn't look, because there's no one really worth a damn in the NFL. There's really no one worth a damn in the NFL, to be honest.
Not now. There really isn't.
Like,
whoever's good has already signed. There's nobody out there.
Yep. And then on top of that, too, Aaron Rodgers says he wasn't coming to SF, and they're planning on trading him to the Jets. God knows for what, though. I mean, what do the Jets have that the Packers want? But
hey, there's one more option for Rodgers. It's the Jets and somebody else, isn't there? I think there's one more team. Anyway, the Jets for
North
sure.
Carolina.
Oh yeah, well no, the Panthers they're going trading up for to get Stroud. So and there's another shot in the dark. Okay, Steven, you know what I worry about with quarterbacks coming out of college? Oh, they're just world beaters. The only thing you can go by is what they're doing in college. But I need to be able to see beyond what I'm seeing them do in college and see if that applies to the NFL. And will that work? Will that work? Will that work? Will that work? Right? So it's really a scary thing going up to number 1, 2, 3 to draft a quarterback. Oh, that's risky.
Believe it or not, the only person I could really think that would be the eligible, person to fit the bill would be Stetson Bennett of Georgia. Honestly,
because you don't believe in the Bama. You don't believe in the Bama quarterback.
No, I believe more in Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, he's a little bit more older. He's played quite a bit, and he's got that. I don't know. I have a feeling that if the 49ers end up picking him, regardless of his age, I think he'll do really well in Kyle's offense.
Key words. In Kyle's offense. People think it's the guy's throwing the ball out of the stadium every shot. Oh, he could run a 4-5. I said, can he play football? Can he play in Kyle Shanahan and be productive? You need to be able to have vision. You need to have reflexes. You need to get rid of that ball quick. Your mechanics need to be on time because Kyle's offense requires high performance precision tree and accuracy. When that wide receiver comes cutting across the middle, that ball better be there in the right place, or else you got a problem. So
exactly. And then I don't know, man. It's kind of a toss-up, really, because it's like I don't know who the 49ers are going to go for in the draft in terms of in terms of getting a QB. Honestly, I mean, I kind of see Kyle and John Lynch kind of coming to a collective like, Stetson Bennett might be the choice. If not, Caleb Williams, if they can sign him. If not, maybe the kid from UCLA. Who knows?
Next year for him,
but
right? Oh, I'm thinking SC.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who's at UCLA?
I can't remember. I remember seeing that he did a workout with the 49ers at Combine. So I know that. And usually, I mean, I could be wrong. Usually anyone that the 49ers try out in the Combine usually turn out pretty damn well. I mean.
Management, yeah.
Nick Bosa being one of them. George Kittle being another. Who else?
Yeah, but Nick didn't have to go to the Combine, though. George did, though. I mean, Nick was going to get drafted no matter what, number 1 or number 2. And we got lucky on that one. Oh, if we would have had number 2 and didn't get Nick, and the Cardinals were smart enough to take Nick instead of Kyler. We would have been screwed.
It's going to be crazy, Ronbo. It's going to be a crazy offseason because it's one of those rare scenarios where it's like we have a starting QB who hasn't played, and we have a good QB who wasn't supposed to play.
Typical of the 49ers.
The roles are completely reversed.
It's usually something like that.
So, I mean, I don't even know what to think going into this. We're losing Mike McGlinchey, which is, okay, because we got Colt McKivitz, but I don't care who the 49ers.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up, though. Steven, is McKivitz better than McGlinchey?
I think so. I mean, he body slammed Aaron Donald, so not even body, like choke slammed him.
I just hope that well, you know what? There's gonna be a platoon at right tackle. I got a feeling, and this is the best thing to do. Get 2 or 3 guys competing over there every week, and they'll try to outplay each other, right? And then maybe at some point, one will emerge as a clear starter, because for the next 2 years, that's going to be a round and round we go with the right tackle. McKivitz doesn't run block well, but he does protect better. And then you got a couple other guys that probably do. I don't know. I'm scared to death for the quarterback because of that right side.
Yeah, it seems that we can't seem to get anybody to fortify that right side. That's something that can be sturdy enough. I mean, Jason Poe was supposed to, fill that inside right gap next to Alex Mack, but Alex Mack retired, so we swapped him with Aaron Banks instead. And Aaron Banks was supposed to be in the middle, but then moved out to left guard, which was weird.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of weird offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead.
Banks, Banks is going to be fine. He's got Trent Williams in his ear probably on every snap. He'll be fine. I don't worry about that side. And Jake Brindle, if we can get him back, which is not a promise. Steven, think about that for a minute. Brindle says, I got big money in Texas. Guys, I'm sorry, it's a business. What do you do now, Niners? What do you do for center?
Oh, shit. To be honest, I don't know, because there's no one I mean, you can look to college and, really fortify, because we're still on running backs. Running backs were good. Wide receivers were all right. Corners, maybe we might need some corners. Safety is kind of up in the air. Linebackers, defensive ends, we're squared. We're good. But QB, I don't care if we have Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers on the same team. If that right side is not solidified and not fortified enough, we're every single QB we put in that pocket, doesn't matter if we got 10, are all going to fall short.
Because, even if they don't get him, it affects the pressures. If I have to look and I see that coming, I got to make a decision real quick. And if I can't do it, I got to throw it away, eat it, or get sacked. See, that's why I'm saying people always going after the quarterback. If you understood the game of football, you'd know. If you'd watch everything that's going on out there, the quarterback ain't the only issue out there. God.
No. QB was not the issue, and it sucks because we basically did a witch hunt on Jimmy G because of it. And now, that whole relationship has completely gone sour when it shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, people refer back to 2019 Super Bowl, but damn, man, I mean, look at 2020, look at 2021. That man limped into the NFC Championship in 2022 with literally maybe one functioning left arm.
Mm-hmm. And the right side had who's on the right side? Compton and who else? I can't even remember his name. So these are things that, God. Anyway,
it wasn't fair for us. It wasn't fair. It's not fair because we always shoot ourselves in the leg with that right side.
All right. Literally. Shit. Steven, I'll see you Sunday. Let's see the 49ers, because they need to come out and say something soon, because they got to know. People think they're going to actually, because Kyler says, we don't rule out the possibility. I think somebody said, Kyle said that, of taking in Lamar Jackson. What? Oh, don't put that out there. Anyway.
He better not. He better not.
Anyway, I'll see you Sunday, Steven. All right.
All right, see you Sunday.
Oh, God. Hey, Nudge. Yo, Nudge. Hey, Nudge and Jalen are students. They probably sitting there studying and got something to say and then passed out. Hey, Brian. The law.
Once again, it's the man, the myth, the legend of the world's dangerous podcast. The law says, know your role and shut your mouth. What's happening, Ronbo?
Well, Lamar, Lamar Jackson. You know, as I was laughing. I was going through the dailies, and I just every other one I would say, okay, this is serious, ain't it? People actually think we could get Lamar Jackson. With who gonna pay him? It's like me and Papa Drag were talking a little while ago. We in order to come up with the funding, Jed York and whatever his company's name is, and Pop mentioned the company's name, they'd have to start liquidating assets and everything else. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do it.
Ronbo. Yeah. Ronbo, didn't you remember my last week I gave you a list of hell no's?
was that one of them?
Add that to number 4. Add that to number 4.
No.
Lamar Jackson, hell no. It's not gonna happen. And
who's to say
and
he
I
looked the
agree
same
with
with Kyle Shanahan as he is with Harbaugh? You know, you got to worry about these things.
And I agree with what Chia Phil said. You know, I said, hey, look, right now, let's just play the wait and see game right now. Because I mean, you look at it, and it's like you said, there's nothing out there. I mean, Tom Brady's retired. You know, now I don't know if they're gonna go back and forth with that. Aaron Rodgers.
John Lynch reached out to him already.
Who wants Aaron Rodgers? Who wants him?
I can't imagine
wants the
that.
drama?
I don't care how good he is.
Yeah.
Aaron is a pain in the ass.
He didn't held Green Bay. He done held Green Bay under siege for the last 2 or 3 years, and I'm surprised. Look, who ought to be tired of him? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He ought to be tired of him. He ought to be like, look, man, just do what you gonna do. You know, make a move. Just make a move. Do something. You know, they be better just go forward with what's the backup name? Love.
Jordan.
If you're gonna leave, go on leave. You know,
they traded up to get him too.
He's stealing. I think right now he's stealing airtime. You know, because we ain't about him. You know, you go off in the bushes. What are he going to do? Go to the silent, whatever it is.
The darkness retreat.
Go to darkness retreat. Go on retreat. You know.
Brian, wouldn't you have loved to walk into that room and hit him with a flashlight? Aaron, you in here? Aaron. Hey, what's going on, man?
Ronbo, I wouldn't waste a good flashlight. I hit him barehanded and clean the evidence off later.
You're not gonna see. You can't see him. He's sitting in the dark, contemplating his navel on what he wants to do next.
Yeah.
And you know, what bears me up. We have to make it the entire sports world news. Guys, stop talking to me about Aaron Rodgers sitting in a room full of darkness. Oh.
I say, Ronbo, we just stick with the plan. You know, just hell no. Odell Beckham, hell no. I mean, you know, anybody look good in shorts.
You know,
he's gonna want the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
And money.
This ain't that offense.
He ain't gonna be cheap.
And money. And this ain't that. Who we gonna, you know, and who we gonna let go? Somebody going.
I don't know who.
He's not gonna be.
I like who I got. You know, so why would I bring him in?
Yeah. Right. You know, we got good chemistry.
Odell's a game changer.
You know,
he's a what?
And everybody play their role. You know, you got Brandon. We're not gonna get rid of Ayuk. Okay, he's at the top of his game. We're not gonna get rid of him.
Better not.
We damn sure ain't getting rid of Debo.
Yep.
Debo just got the bag. Jennings, you know, Jennings is serving his purpose. You know,
he makes the whole thing. He's the glue in that unit. You know,
he's the glue. I mean, yeah, he does all the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? You know, when Debo or Brandon Ayuk break a long one, you know, he's contributing to the yak. You know, he's downfield blocking,
beating somebody's butt down the field. I mean, you know,
right?
And you need a first down. Look for Juwan. He's open because they're guarding everybody else tight. And even if they are guarding him tight, Juwan can get rid of you. He does not need trading.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I think it's 4 points for me. Shore up the offensive line. Hopefully, you can get somebody opposite of Bosa, Nick Bosa. Hopefully, you can get something. You know, they don't have to be, but if they can be serviceable, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, give them a 1 or 2 year deal, whatever. We'll get somebody for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? Okay, shore up the line, get somebody out to the Bosa. I mean, the defense don't need to be touched. I mean,
Well,
I don't.
Some people are leaving though, but so we got to get that defensive line's going to need a little bit of help. But otherwise, you're right.
Yeah.
The linebacking group, the secondary. We got one of the best secondary coaches there is coming in. They'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think just that. I think everything else we'll be okay. I think we still be in the thick of things if we just get the quarterback part right. If we get the quarterback right and find a way to keep him healthy. Now, if they want to go out and try to find somebody, a third guy at quarterback,
And they have to. You can't just trust two guys because they're going to get hurt. But and I used to say that people say, Ronbo, don't be talking like that, man. Don't be talking that stuff. Listen, I have tried to ignore that every year, but every year, same thing. 4 guys this year went down. We watched them.
Who
4 guys.
Who would you get, Ronbo, if you could? For backup, a veteran backup. Who's out there?
He's talking about retiring, but Mariota to me appeals more than the rest of them do.
If he would want to come in.
He's not going to play he's not going to want to play backup to anybody we've got though, because Mariota probably thinks, and he might be right. He probably thinks he's better than both of them. I don't know. Nick Mullins.
You'll open that chapter up again.
Only because he knows the system, and Nick will understand his role, and he will not be a problem. And if he has to come in, I trust he can handle it. Nick's had a lot of experience since we last saw him. He knows the system. He knows all the players.
Yeah. I would, and we'd probably get him for a little, and we'd probably give him a little nothing. Yeah. He's not going to ask a whole lot of money.
No.
He just want opportunity. He just want opportunity. But Aaron Rodgers has said he's not coming to San Francisco. He's already said it.
Yeah.
So,
well, Pop believes that him and the brass over in Green Bay have had that conversation, and they made no uncertain terms. We're not, Aaron. No, and don't ask again. You're not going to San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah. And Lamar Jackson, hell no. I think mainly it's the fact that Lamar Jackson doesn't have an agent. I think is kind of hurting him right now.
People are playing him now, and him and his mom cannot handle that.
They cannot. No.
An agent would have never agreed to that term they gave him, the franchise tag. They wouldn't have approved of that. An agent would have said, no, hell no, guys. That's just for me to do all the legwork, and you don't do a damn thing, and he still gets to come back here. No, I would have never said yes to that.
No. And I believe they should, and I believe if they really want, Ronbo, if they really wanted to get that deal done, they would have got it done long time ago.
It's a guaranteed money.
Long before.
Yeah,
But I mean, he's gonna want the guaranteed money. I said, man, you mean tell me Deshaun Watson is been out for God knows how long, and he gets 230 fully guaranteed. Comes back, he gets 230 fully guaranteed, and I'm an MVP. I'm a former MVP.
And every time Deshaun gets a massage now, he tells the masseuse, I got guaranteed money for you if you just be quiet.
Yeah, just be quiet. Just hush your mouth. I'm gonna get your bag. Just don't make no noise.
The world is
don't make waves.
The whole thing is a sick mess. Brian, we gotta go. Let me see you Sunday.
All right, brother Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful. Shout out to production. And the law is out.
Thanks, fam. Appreciate you, law. There goes Brian, riding off the sunset. All right, fam.
See you Sunday, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it. Hey,
all right. Go Niners.
All right, fam. Brazil, I see you coming. I just said Nick because he'd be a no muss, no fuss person. Hopefully, and we'd all be in prayer. I'd be holding church, and I'd be holding prayer before every show and after. Lord, please see to it that we could keep the two quarterbacks ahead of Nick Mullins. One of them, please, Lord. Going into the Super Bowl, let one of them make it healthy. That's all we ask you in Jesus' name. Amen. Because I'm not saying I want Nick Mullins in the game. I'm saying if you got to have a third quarterback, I don't want Josh Johnson anymore. Josh. I need anybody but Josh. Oh, let me calm down. Donabella.
Little.
Hello?
Hi, Donabella. I was waiting on you.
Hello. Hey, Ronbo, how are you?
Donabella, I'm a 49er fan like you, and I'm feeling stressed out. You know, the minute I relax, and normally this time of year I do relax, there's something that's being said coming out of Santa Clara and the NFL media that makes you say, oh, no, man, oh, no. I'm saying that all the time now. I said, and then we got people, bring Lamar Jackson. Whoa, how you go bring Lamar Jackson and play Nick Bosa and keep anybody else on the team? We got to trade him like 3 or 4 people. People don't think about that. So, Donna, I have to stop reacting to the madness. It's not healthy. But are you a Lamar Jackson fan to San Francisco?
No, I'm not. I'm glad you asked. I've heard everything from everybody. They're ready to dig up those that have passed on in the Hall of Fame and the Ring of Honor. Bring them back. It's like, okay, let's start with Tom, and I'll make this quick. Praise your name, Jesus. They talking about Tom Brady. When they gonna let him go? Which I want him to be rolled up to the 50-yard line. The man is done with a capital. Let him stay retired. Now, moving on to what's the boy name? Lamar? No. First of all, his mama is his manager. So, no, I don't want to be bothered with him either because he had a lot of success for the Ravens, and, you know, all that's real good. But what I know is when they're ready to get rid of you, you a problem. So
Lamar's mama talking to Lynch on the phone? Don't make me come down there. See that?
Right. She got her frying pan in her bag because I would.
No, it's not going to be
hitting everybody with a cast iron skillet. Listen, pay my son. No. He's a problem. He seems like he'd be divisive in the locker room and everything else. Problem. Moving on from there, who else did they say? I know they suggested Tom. He's gone now. Let him go. Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, there you go.
Devil working. You talking about he's going to a darkness retreat. Jesus is the light. You going into the dark and you're supposed to find yourself in the dark. The man is crazy. Why would you want him? He done held Green Bay hostage for 3-4 years.
More than that.
Prior to him. So too did Mr. I stole from the poor folks. I took the welfare money. The welfare kicked Brett Favre. Yeah. He held Green Bay hostage too. I don't want none of that. Stay where y'all at. We need to shore up our O-line and our D-line. And for Donna Bell, I'm tired of Kyle Shanahan. I told y'all that several times since I've called. Tired of him, done with him. It's something with him and his daddy. I've told y'all that. Nine of them. I've said what I had to say about them. I'm telling you something wrong. It's something that ain't connecting. The neurons ain't striking and firing the right way. Yeah, he's a so-called genius. Is he so genius? Why is he killing our quarterback?
Let me address that real quick before we go any further, because here's the fact. Because of what you just said, Kyle thinks that everything he thinks and calculates is above that of the average mortal being. So therefore, when I tell you, Kyle Shanahan looks at his quarterback, listen, when I tell you this, this, and this, I need for you to connect the dots. If I wanted somebody to come out here and ad lib, I'd go get Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, okay? Now, please, do as I ask. And that's why, and they say Jimmy Garoppolo, and if he has fallen, there's been something sour going on between Jimmy Garoppolo and Lynch and Shanahan. I already know. It could have happened 2 years ago. If I'm Jimmy, they're holding me responsible, Kyle, for everything you insisted I do. And I do it if things don't work out right. They think it's me. You know, I could see Jimmy when he first came in 2017.
RG3, I told y'all that. They destroy any quarterback because the quarterback you have to have the mental acuity to do that. That's not just okay, I'll just throw it here. It don't work like that. And so once they get there, here come them Shanahans with it. You're going to do it this way, and this way. No, that ain't how I roll. I've been doing this since, T-ball? I don't know.
Right? If he's a quarterback, he has that kind of good sense. Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to over-control.
Jimmy Garoppolo learned, to me, he had his skill, and then on top of that, he was a backup to Tom Brady. So clearly he knows how to do some things. He's taken us pretty far. And then I look at like the kicker. Ain't no way I would have let Mr. I think 29 or 29 in the postseason go. Just wouldn't have did it. But I know his family in Chicago and he wanted to be with them anyway, really. But I think he stayed out of loyalty to the Niners. Shanahan, he blew that up. I think he get on John's nerves, to be honest.
Because I often wonder if John had authorized that, some of the visits at quarterbacks that they end up whispering over to the media. Because remember when John Lynch came down, he likes to have things private. If you got something to say within the walls of the Santa Clara facility, that's fine. But when I hear leaks, and I get up in the morning and I read the dailies, and there I am, 49ers are doing this and this, and I'm saying, I'm John Lynch. I don't remember saying that. John, did you get privy to this information? Well, I may have said something. Oh, Jesus. You're not my... No.
Yeah. I think John want to be out of there because he can't. I think he, if I see some cracks in that relationship. But Geno Smith, bless his heart, I ain't gonna talk about him. They paid him. It's like, you got to get some more. We need the O-line and D-line shored up. Honestly, Ronbo, I don't see us for the next 2 years at least getting to the Super Bowl and winning.
Donna, please
because the AFC got all the quarterback. They got the dogs. The AFC got them.
And also, the guys who got on the team, contracts are going to expire. The 49ers are not going to re-sign some of those guys because they're going to have to give them more money than they had to give them this time. Because rookie contract. I know. Ooh.
Yeah. So we ain't going to be ready for another 2 years. This is like a mini rebuild to me.
We have to, Donna, because in 2 years, we're going to start declining. 2 to 3 years. We have that much time to get that Super Bowl. And after that, we won't become the Rams, but we will be in somewhat of a segue to the next generation.
Yes. Because how old is Fred Warner?
Fred's got to be approaching 30. Debo definitely going to be hitting 30. We're talking guys that are 32 and 33 years old. George Kittle, 30-something years old.
Like he's older. When I hear them talk about Fred Warner, well, he's older, but he's still in his prime. I'm like, dang, that's like he's like 42.
Think about how long he's been with us, Don. It's been years. We sat and watched a lot of years go by of failures at the end of the line.
Yep.
We were
and
there.
How many years?
Get it done.
And Shanahan been there?
Yeah, Shannon,
like
this is 6 years for Shannon. 2017? 6 years.
Yeah. It's time. I'm done with. I'm ready for Shanahan to go. And then one more thing I mentioned a while back, and I won't hold you long. I know you got callers waiting. I told y'all that they say that Shanahan got his clicks, and then what was it, like a month, 2 months ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, they had that little picture with just the specifics of the team. I said click. He got his click. If you ain't in that click, he don't care too particular about you.
Because at some point,
somebody in the comments was like, little do you know, I know what I'm talking about. He's a problem and he needs to go. He needs to go. Such a genius. We should have rings by now. He's been there 6 years. I mean, come on. You kill him a quarterback. My good key players getting older. You got to back up 2 Brinks trucks to go to Nick Bosa's house. They get a boatload of compensatory picks. Did you see that, Ronbo?
We lead the league because every coach we get gets taken immediately.
Yeah. You know why that is, right?
Yeah, because I want to hear your reason though. What is it?
Well, long story short, if I understand correctly, if you, I believe, hire people that are other than white, and they go on, I believe, to get coaching jobs, So let's say Salah. Who else? D'Amico Ryan.
Donna! You know, we don't. That's semi-racism. It's true, but it's semi-racist.
Yeah, I know it's true. That's all I do is tell the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Can you see?
It's what it is.
The poor white guy coming in.
10 picks now.
7. But can you see the poor white guy is super qualified? He lays down everything down there. And Kyle, I've also got experience in this area. I coached the 4 years in high school. I was on a university program and this and that, and I did this and this and this. And Kyle looks at him like, okay, well, thanks. We'll get back to you. Guy walks out. There's a guy blacker than the ace of spades walking in. He gets hired.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it's just I don't know. Like I always tell you, Ronbo, it's something in the way that Kyle Shanahan moves, the way he does things. It's like, to me, he runs away all of those that were loyal to the Niners. And I know things change and people have to move on. I get all that. I really do. But it's something in the way that he does things. Seem like people be like happy to get away.
We're going to find out more about this as the days and years go by. Donna, great, always fun talking to you. I'll see you Sunday, okay?
I'll see you Sunday. Love you all. God bless you. Bang, bang, Niners gang. Cowboys, quit talking. Because we take y'all all the time, honey. Y'all ain't going nowhere but up under Jerry Jones.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, love you. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Night, Donna. That's funny. I thought about that already. Cal and black people, or people of color. Come on in. You need a job? Qualifications? I don't need those. Do you know anything about football? Hey, Ellis. I needed that. That's funny. Woo! Ellis.
Ron Bizzle.
Yes, Ellis.
Ron Bizzle.
Yes. Ellis was sitting there. Donna Bill got me going now. You know, because I thought about that a while back actually, and then I forgot about it because I said, Kyle Shanahan making it keep a lot of black folks around him. So when they get hired for the jobs, he's using them to get picks. We can't lay that on Kyle. Kyle already told people he loves black people. Look, he named his son after Lil Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's strategic to do that, but he doesn't have an all-black staff.
Not really. That's true.
No, he doesn't. He's not. It's not like he hires only. So I'm just. We don't want to go into that. That'll get nasty.
Listen, okay, Lamar Jackson. But it's Lamar mania circling around certain circles. Where are you on this matter?
Nowhere.
Because
I pass on Lamar Jackson.
No, he's a Pro Bowler. He's box office. He's hard to handle when he's healthy. Are you concerned about all that? Is money any object in this situation?
You're damn right. I'm not paying him $200 million just to have him on the team.
Yeah, you pay more than that.
Serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he wants it all guaranteed. So you guys want to compromise Nick Bosa and Debo and Trent? You think we're going to get every? You think we're yeah? What are we going to give up? What are we going to have to compromise? Not just player-wise to give up to get him, but to retain him. It's a lose-lose. It doesn't make sense to do that. And Lamar's a great player. I mean, I watched him when he was in Louisville going crazy. I thought he was one of the most amazing players that I'd ever seen. He reminded me so much of Mike Vick, and I remember Vick when he played for Virginia Tech. Those guys were very inspiring and exciting to watch. With all of that, I think that the offense. What say again?
He was a Heisman winner that year. You're talking about too, wasn't he?
He was absolutely. But it's just too much money. I mean, he's a great player. I think he'll be a Gold Jacket member as long as he can actually string together. He's in a prime age-wise, and he's still got some years left, but he still needs to. I mean, look at him. Have we seen the best of what could be a Lamar Jackson? Absolutely not. He still has things he needs to get better at, and he's been in the league for how many years?
4 of that I know of.
And we got everybody. We got everybody fucking ridiculing Trey Lance. He ain't even got a lick. He ain't even played 4-5 games in the NFL, and everybody's already counting him out and not even giving him an opportunity. But we make all these excuses, and we give all of this praise to all these other guys who still got work to do. Lamar Jackson, he throws across the field. But he's not throwing outside the numbers. He's not making really any spectacular plays down the field with his arm. He's gotten better passing the ball. Let's say that. But at one point, he couldn't pass for shit.
See, you're saying things that I said on Twitter, and I got jumped on. I said, okay, Lamar is a great runner. I don't know if he's all that blessed as far as quarterback skills, and people got crazy. So, you know what, I'm going to say, I need to see more than what I'm seeing, though, because Lamar he scares people to death because he knows he's going to take off.
For $200+ million guaranteed, we need to see a whole lot more. You're damn right. I don't want to hear nothing about Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't be too opposed to having Tom come in just for the thrill of it. But all of that other shit, just get out of here. Get out of here. He's going to go to an NFC West team, I don't know, or NFC team. So be it. I don't care. We'll see what happens when he comes in. But if you just, 2 + 2 is 4. It's always going to be that. Okay? It's not going to change. So what's not going to change is that Lamar Jackson's cost too damn much money. We don't have time to get him acclimated to the offense. We're not going to give up the farm and then some to get him and acquire him. And we're not going to cut as many guys as we need to just to be able to retain him.
Which would be a lot.
He wants to get paid.
Yep.
He wants to get paid. This is not a guy that you want to try to play. Oh, maybe we can compromise. We can try to. We're not doing any of that.
And why would you?
You know what I mean?
You think people really believe, Ellison? You're a quarterback. You think people believe all we need to do is bring in a quarterback. Everything else will take care of itself. Oh man, nothing could be further from the truth. God.
Keep the. It just doesn't make sense to even consider, honestly. Not for us. For somebody else, maybe. But we're at a place right now where we haven't cashed out. We haven't paid or got a big payday for a guy. I mean, we paid Jimmy. Jimmy was the highest paid
quarterback
QB at one point.
In the NFL,
we did cash out
for a few weeks.
We did cash out for a quarterback before. That was Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
And we ran that as many times as we could until we're finished and we're moving on. But at this point, we need some new blood. We need fresh blood. We got Brock Purdy. We got Trey Lance. We're going to get another rookie in the draft. And if they want to get a veteran quarterback in here, I'm all for it. At this point, we got to roll with the punches and we got to roll with who we got. And our young guys and whoever else, and just we got to take our licks, man. At this point, we got to try and really muscle it through because Trey Lance needs to be able to get the opportunity, and Brock Purdy has proven himself to be a great young acquisition to this team. I'm thankful that we got him.
He's displayed his potential. Now, Trey hasn't even displayed his potential yet. That's the thing, He's going to have plenty of time between now and opening day because he will be the man, So can he make good of that? And I think sitting behind both Brock and Jimmy, he had to pick up a few things.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The learning. Go ahead. Yeah. The learning of sitting down. Yeah, absolutely. You learn from playing, and some people they get better when you sit down and you be like, okay, you see yourself while you're out there playing. What would I have done better, or what was I doing wrong in these kind of situations that this guy did better that I can pick up from? Are you thinking like that, or are you just are you thinking, oh, I'm better than everybody I can get? It's a mentality thing. How are you taking in what you're visualizing right now from this seated position?
And what can
Are
you
you
take
really
from them
gaining
to add to your own
perspective from
game?
it?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So hopefully, and which I believe Trey is, he's you know, we need to see it. We need to see it, and he needs to be allowed to have the opportunity to show it. He needs to be able to fall and get up. He needs to be able to make the mistakes and all the other things. These guys look at Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
How many years has Daniel Jones been stinking it up? And he just got paid.
He's still a little smelly, but, you know, he's improved. I mean, look at Josh Allen his first couple of seasons. Josh Allen, I can see, there's a mistake right there. And now Josh Allen's all world, right? But they got to get out there and put some time in. And Ellis, the question is, it will take Trey at least another year to get up to the level that the veterans out there. Do the 49ers have time? How are they going to handle this? How do you accelerate that curve so he can get on the right? Because, you know, Trent Williams and guys like that, they don't have time for a long development process. You know?
Yeah.
So it's really a scary situation.
100%. It's one of the worst positions that you could actually be put in. And
a lot of pressure.
You know, it's not fair. However, he got an opportunity of a lifetime. And he just needs to take, you know, he needs to just take it and try to, you know,
make something of it.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Well,
he's got to do it, and I believe he can, and I believe he will.
I hope he does,
it's gonna be on him.
2 first-round picks and pick number 3, and come on, man, we got to have it. We got to have something.
Yeah.
Ellis, I see
2 first-rounders and a third-rounder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that third. We got so many third-rounders it don't matter though.
Right. Yeah, and I'm glad we got those, 7 this year. That's great, and we just need to, we got to get fat in the draft. So I'm hoping that John and those guys are, really putting together a nice, nice little arsenal and stuff like that. Hopefully the guys fall into the right places. We got to be smart with this draft. For sure.
All right, Ellis, I'll tell you what, I'm going to see you Sunday, and let's see what else develops in the dramatic city of Santa Clara.
Yeah, and imagine how long it would take for Lamar Jackson to get acclimated to the offense and the stuff that Kyle's running. Do we have time for Lamar Jackson to get acclimated with the offense of what we're running? That's an equivalent to having a rookie come in who with inexperience, not knowing shit. And,
you end up having to shape the offense around Lamar. And that Kyle's
no means no.
Anyway, Kyle's not going to do that. All right, fam.
No.
See you Sunday.
Peace. Shout out to Nine Faithful, man. Hit that like and subscribe. You know where you at.
Shout out to that squad, fam. All right.
What's I going to say? I mean, the Rams is looking bad, man. But anyway, on another one.
You just come over and join me with whooping Rudy's ass every day. I'll see you. Exactly. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, man.
I invite anybody, if you want to see me and Rudy go back and forth. I mean, you probably look at it and say, this is silly. But Big Show has asked me to stop it and block Rudy. You don't understand. I want to keep Rudy right there on Twitter where when things start going south for him, and they're going to, I say, Rudy, where you at, man? Because, I got to DM you. Rudy, come on in, man. Hey, Nudge. Rudy be bringing up them championships from 1939. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. So I'm just talking about you and how Rudy's gotten on your last nerves.
Can you say that again?
I was just talking about you, as I mentioned you as having Rudy's gotten on your last nerves, and you asked you to put the gate on him and lock him.
Oh, I asked you. I asked you if we could put a muzzle on him. I didn't say block him. The dude is just like one ring on your thinking you're a god. I'm like, oh my god.
And he's bringing up Van Brocklin and guys like that. I said, Rudy, so, okay, Rudy, how about the Super Bowl there? And as a matter of fact, Rudy didn't answer my question. Rudy, I said, how many teams were in the NFL back then when the Rams winning championships? I'm like, you know what? It's changed. There's 32 teams now that you got to get past. You can't come into the 9 or 10 game or 10-game team league and claim that to be, Hall of Fame winning Rams. Oh, come on. So, like you said, we got to stop talking about Rudy. He's out of his mind.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Don't give our enemies attention.
But you have something to say about Lamar Jackson. Now, we haven't had counterpoint yet. Now, Show can offer one. Show, go ahead. Tell me now why, because I know you want Lamar.
First of all, where are people getting this evidence from that Lamar Jackson is a diva? The last 4 years, he's been nothing but a choir boy. Has he made any headlines recently in the news that cause you to concern about his character or things like that? Yeah, he wants money. He deserves it.
Yeah. I must admit,
he's kept the Baltimore Ravens in contention for the playoffs ever since he's been quarterback. When everyone doubted him,
accused him
when
of
they picked him
being a
31st overall.
True.
You know that like these people think that these people like to think for Lamar and think that he's this diva. They paint him as this diva when he's not. He's a good man. Like he's not this guy who he wants a lot of money. But he deserves a lot of money. He's a future Hall of Famer, I believe.
Well, he is the team. He's the face of the organization.
He's a multi-talent. He's a multi-time Pro Bowler. He's also an MVP. So why wouldn't you give an MVP that amount of money that he's asking for?
So he's got to stop.
You know, at some point,
he's got to get a real agent. Stop with your mom, because they're not having any respect for your mom or you.
He doesn't have to get a real agent. There's no rule in the NFL where it says he has to get a real agent.
So if he brings his mom in, I'm sitting on the other side of the desk. I've been doing this for years. What's his mom going to say to me that I can't counter viciously? And what they just did to him, they just ran a number on. All right, Lamar, listen, you're going to be a restricted free agent. Okay, go ahead, check the thing out and see what you got. Now, they don't have to bother Lamar and his mom, and he's out there talking to teams, and he's finding out he can't get that guaranteed money. Now when he comes back to the Ravens, we tried to tell you. You could have saved yourself a lot. Listen, let's do this, and this. Over.
I'm not saying he's coming here, but we have the people capable of talking Lamar back down to reality.
Who?
Because we have a roster right now.
Oh, the guys on the team?
That is Super Bowl ready. Yeah.
So he wants to get paid. This is coming out of his rookie contract.
Of course, he deserves it, though. He deserves it.
I know, but where can he get that kind of money?
We shouldn't be worrying about other people's money. Our team can afford it. Like,
no.
These guys are billionaires, Ronbo.
No, I know, but there's a cap hit.
Why are we concerned? Why are we concerned about other people?
No. I'm not concerned about it. I'm just saying the 49ers aren't going to go over the cap. It's a hard cap. The NFL's got a hard cap. You do that, and you will be penalized viciously. So they're not going to do it.
I disagree. I mean,
how come?
Guys would love Lamar to be on this team. We're a quarterback away. And the way people are sounding, let's continue with the same tune and dance, and let's hope and pray that we get over the hump this time. It's been like that for the last 7 freaking years, people. Wake up. This isn't the 80s or 90s anymore.
So I knew you come in with the twist.
My God.
Go ahead.
Stop worrying about the cap. Stop worrying about the draft picks. Who gives a flying F? You know what I mean? Like, there's ways to maneuver around. There's ways to make it work.
Okay, what would you do? You got to get rid of players. Who are you going to trade? You got to get. They're going to want to.
You got to restructure contracts that allow you to restructure them. There's
everybody in the team would have to restructure. Even Brock Purdy would be getting $100,000 a year.
Currently, over 5 players that are eligible for restructure. Over 5 players that are eligible for restructure on this team. And
Nick Bosa's still waiting for his money.
Warner, we restructured Mooney. We restructured Armstead. We got to restructure CMC. We got to restructure Trent Williams, and that'll create over $55 million in cap space, available cap space right there.
You did the math
on
it already.
Quarterback.
Right,
I understand we have to build our offensive line from center right, which is a huge plus, which is a huge number one priority that next quarterback that we should be taking care of.
Left Nick
we can't wait and hope and pray for Trey Lance to turn out. It's been 4 years now almost. Come on. What is there left to see?
But the thing is Lamar going to come in and plug and play? I mean, there's going to have to take some time to get that.
Absolutely, Ronbo. Kyle Shanahan was in the press conference before the draft. Somebody asked him what type of quarterback he's looking for. He's looking for somebody who throws like Drew Brees and runs like Lamar Jackson.
I know, but he didn't.
Who's to say that Lamar Jackson wouldn't be acclimated all right away in this offense?
Can Lamar throw like Drew Brees though?
Yes, he can. Have you seen the tape? He throws it downfield. He throws bombs downfield accurately.
So
that's
Brees did more than throw bombs
really
downfield. Yeah.
He throws up the middle really well. Lamar does. Look at Mark Andrews. Hello. Mark Andrews didn't make a name for himself by just, like Lamar threw up the middle to Mark Andrews, on the sides, on the outsides, the hashes to Mark Andrews. You know what I mean? To Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I can't believe I'm hearing these people saying, "Oh, let's continue with the same tune and dance that we're going to."
Well, I don't know if
we're going
saying
to be
the same
situation
thing.
we are last year. Well, what happened? We're going to be asking ourselves that same exact question again.
Okay, now his style of play, his style of play does bring on injuries. I mean, we get injured otherwise, but Lamar kind of guarantees that's going to happen. Now, 2 out of 3 years getting hurt, that doesn't concern you any.
A change of scenery does players wonders, believe it or not. Look at CMC, for example. Yeah, always injured in Carolina.
Yeah, well.
Now he stayed healthy the entire year this year.
Yeah. How
does that happen?
He only played half a year with us.
So
I'm worried about that.
And we ran him to the ground pretty much.
Yeah.
So you either want to stay mediocre for the next 5 years and hope Brock Purdy wasn't just a flash in the pan, which I truly believe that it was. I'm off the sugar high now. I want a proven commodity at quarterback, a veteran at quarterback, an MVP quarterback. I'm tired of this wait and see bullshit, but it's becoming tiresome. We haven't had the quarterback situation solved since Steve Young left. Let's be real. We've been through a carousel of quarterbacks.
Well, if it wasn't the quarterback, it was the rest of the team.
It's time we get a legit proven commodity. And like Lamar Jackson, I don't want to hear about this. Oh, the money's going to be an issue. Oh, shut up.
So
you want a ring or not?
The thing is,
and the quarterback is the most important position on the field.
But Jed York and that organization is not going to get up off that kind of money, show. You know it.
Well, continue to be mediocre for the next 5 years, then. And continue to question why we always win these moral victories and all these, like what the other caller said earlier.
So you didn't
the moral victories are becoming tiresome.
You didn't like Jeff Garcia?
Did he win us a ring?
Well, I mean, you said all the quarterbacks have been sucked. I mean, I don't know. It's the Super Bowl's a hard thing to get. That's why there's only a few teams
but we've been so close the last 7 years, and the issue is the quarterback.
No, there's a lot of argument.
No,
for that.
It is.
Came down to
it is Ronbo.
It's not just the quarterback. There's a lot of things that went wrong on every occasion. And even this past year, your quarterback getting hurt is a bigger issue than just the quarterback's play, easily.
That's what happens when you don't address the offensive line and you don't see the problem. That's the problem.
There you go. That's
right
what I'm talking about. It's more than just a quarterback. He's got to have some help out there. He's got to have an offensive line to protect him.
Oh, definitely. And I addressed that earlier. I said that's the number one priority is fixing the offensive line center right next to quarterback. But the quarterback is the most important position on the field, which we have to address. And if we don't get Lamar, I'm not going to be mad. I'm okay with tanking for Williams because let's be real. Our Super Bowl one is going to close this year with no quarterback or it's going to close next year.
Give us 2 years.
Come
on, cheer up. So, you know what? I think you're going to be surprised this year because most of us think we're getting ready to walk into an open pit.
I don't care what Phil says. We don't have a quarterback. We don't know what Brock's going to be like with his arm. And we have to remember that all these teams didn't have tape on Brock. You don't prepare your defenses around a 7th round draft pick that was last in the draft.
Listen, that's overrated. People having tape doesn't help you against Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. I think Kyle uses that against Steve, as a matter of fact. But listen, we're gonna. I'll tell you what. You keep that going. Please bring me more. I love it when you do this. I'll see you Sunday.
Lamar, Caleb Williams, or bust. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
Otherwise, we ain't going to Super Bowl anytime soon. All right. Take care.
Night, Joe. Oh God, Joe is he's really pissed off. Hey, Bryant.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you tonight?
Oh, Brian, I'm okay. I mean, we all have our feelings about the latest flavor, that being Lamar Jackson, and I don't know that. Brian, I'd love to hear, because I know cerebral you are about the game of football. Is Lamar Jackson something high on your priority? Are you really wanting to get Lamar Jackson in a 49er uniform?
Okay, I'm going to truly answer this. It's not necessarily Lamar Jackson. And I think maybe, I'm not going to speak for anyone. I'm not speaking for Big Show, but I think what he's trying to say is it's not necessarily just Lamar Jackson. It's that quarterback we're missing. We've been missing a quarterback for several years. We had Alex Smith and Kaepernick, and then our team had to rebuild. We had a window, and the window closed. We had to rebuild.
It goes all the way to Montana and Young. We refuse to have a peaceful quarterback room with a solid, established leader. You know, that's part of the identity of the San Francisco 49ers.
I totally get the idea. You know, you want to be able to move into a new player before your other player gets to the point where he's got to retire. You know, and then you're like, oh man, we don't have anybody to step in his shoes. So you move off a player, you know, maybe a year earlier. But they did that with Joe Montana, and that was probably a bad idea. You know, a lot of people argue if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. You know, you don't have one, right? Well, if you have one quarterback, you know, you can't have two. Well, people argue, well, we had Joe and we had Steve, did we? I mean, you know, Joe was hurt, then there was, you know, Steve was inconsistent. It wasn't until we let one go before we really had a quarterback. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, it's really sad with what Steve Young, you know, his career, how it ended. It was our offensive line that got him hurt. And, you know, he probably could have won a couple more Super Bowls if Jerry Rice wouldn't have broke his leg, and maybe Brian Young didn't break his leg. I mean, there's a lot of intangibles
all part
there,
of the
right?
game. That's what I'm saying. It's never just the quarterback. It never has been and never will be. It's got to be a healthy quarterback from beginning to the end of the season. He's got to have protection out there, which is really difficult to sustain. It's, you know, so switching to quarterback
The problem is, yeah, you're nailing it. The problem is you can't have positions, you can't have every position perfect.
Right.
So sometimes you have to have a player that can ad-lib and can adjust. So we have all these skilled positions and we have all these players, and they've been signed to these really big contracts, right? Well, they're the core of the team, the Cabo clique, right? That nobody seems to like. Well, we drafted a quarterback because we didn't want to keep the quarterback that we had because he couldn't take us over the top, right? Well, again, it goes back to that position.
Because he gets hurt as well.
That quarterback position, right?
Yeah.
Well, Ronbo, I mean, like, everybody wanted to keep Kaepernick when Kyle Shanahan came in, and Kyle was like, I don't want him. Why didn't he want him? He was like the same type of skill set and stuff like that, right? Well, we could go into that different, but that's the same mentality. If he wanted a different quarterback, Kyle wanted his quarterback. Everybody knows he wanted Kirk Cousins, and he still doesn't have that, and I think he doesn't like that. So, like, right now he's looking for his quarterback, and now what? Brock Purdy and everything that's come out, they were talking about getting a veteran quarterback, and they're going to wait to see what happens with Brock Purdy. Yeah. Trey Lance is supposed to be the future, but really when they went to try to draft for Trey Lance, they didn't try to draft for Trey Lance. They moved up, and they were going to move up to try to get a veteran quarterback. Watson, that got ugly. They didn't touch that. They wanted Watson. And then Matthew Stafford was their next option, but they weren't on the plane or in Cabo at the same time, right? Or they were in a different hotel room, right? So that didn't happen. And then they tried Aaron Rodgers. And I've said this to you before. They wanted a veteran quarterback. This is all documented. This is all true. They didn't believe, you know, Trey was a bad player. They didn't believe that he would, you know, they didn't think bad or good. They're like, let's try Trey, right?
The word was raw.
Trey and he's raw. And then he gets hurt in preseason, and then they covered it up. They didn't say anything about him getting hurt in preseason. Jimmy takes the starting position. Everybody gets mad again, right? Because we're supposed to move off of him. We were supposed to get a veteran quarterback, that superstar quarterback, right? That we haven't had since Steve Young. So, yes, you know, if we was able to, you know, somehow come up with a way to get Lamar Jackson or another superstar quarterback, that is that one position that we're missing. But what do we have to give up for it, right? Well, what do we have to give up for it? Because at this point, it's either what do we need, Ronbo? An edge rusher or another quarterback? I mean, it doesn't matter how many edge rushers. It doesn't matter how many edge rushers we had in the championship game. We didn't have a quarterback. So we don't have an offensive tackle. That doesn't mean our quarterback's going to get hurt. That means we need to have awareness on that side of the line and maybe block that better, or maybe we need a more mobile quarterback.
Brian, we had a 10-point lead with only minutes to go. You look at what happened defensively. Everybody blames because we're getting first down. Of course, you can always go to the quarterback to blame him, but the quarterback is a scapegoat for a lot of things that people overlook. What if Richard Sherman doesn't get smoked by Sammy Watkins? What if that deep play that they ran against the 49ers 3 times, as Jimmy Ward pointed out, wasn't combated better? The 49ers had no business losing that Super Bowl. So, it's always going to be something. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo could have certainly did a better job. But it goes to, and again, I don't blame Kyle Shanahan, but I do think that the whole team wasn't experienced enough for that kind of game. It's like the Eagles showed some inexperience in this last year. If the Eagles could bring that same unit back next year, they'd probably be a different club. But Mahomes and Andy Reid and Bieniemy, these guys are hardened. They know how to win games even when they got no business winning it. They got away this time because of experience, know-how, and yes, Mahomes is a good quarterback, but he's got some fabulous weapons. See, it's all part of the game.
Mahomes is a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback, right? Mahomes is great, right?
Rodgers is great too.
A superstar. He's already a superstar, right? But would he be that good of a quarterback with a different coach? If he didn't have Andy Reid, who's lost that many times and had the championship losses and the trial and failure, and then finally got to the point where he's been successful.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. When teams lose and win,
he went to the perfect. Yeah,
I understand. It's the whole unit. Aaron Rodgers has been trying to win for 9 years. Aaron Rodgers is said to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. One of the greatest skillsmen ever to play that position. I had a young Montana. Anybody can name him. Aaron Rodgers is amazing with the way he can place that ball. How many championships has he got?
Well, you got to go back and look at that too. And there's a lot of intangibles that's happened with Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that too. There was, he got injured. There was other, things that's happened. He has changed some wide receivers. They had never really had a really, really, sustainable defense. But regardless of that, let's go back to the topic you were saying. If there is a possibility in some way that we could get some kind of superstar quarterback to come in, would anybody really, truly be mad? The Niners are supposed to be all out every year going in for a Super Bowl. We're not supposed to be taking years off and saying, oh, it's okay this year because our rookie quarterback needs time to develop.
Yeah.
No, you're either good enough to win and you're starting and you're playing right now because our window is this big. We have these contracts and they only have so much time on it. So how many times are you going to keep restructuring these contracts? And then with the other players that we have that are good players, you just keep signing a 1-year deal. Mm-hmm. At a certain point, that 1 year is going to be up.
Yep.
They get taken, and we're supposed to be credited, and we're supposed to be super proud to pump our chest and say we build linebackers, we build these players and stuff, and then they get to go somewhere else and play somewhere else. The problem is we need to win a Super Bowl, and at this point, it's almost been 30 years, and if we don't go all in to win a Super Bowl, this team needs to totally rebuild. We need to totally rebuild. How are you going to continue to? Okay, and Ronbo, think about this. Before you let me go, we drafted Trey Lance, right? Because we couldn't get a veteran quarterback. So then we started drafting players to be with this rookie quarterback, right? We're already in the mentality. We're already making that shift to change the offense. We're already making that shift to go younger, right? Our window is getting closer and closer, and it's smaller and smaller because what? We are now developing the team around this rookie. We're a Super Bowl caliber team. We just needed one player to come in and be plugged in, and that didn't happen. Yeah. Now we're rebuilding. And yes, Purdy was good enough. He was doing great, but we got to keep him healthy. So somehow, some way, we got to do it. But Ronbo, thanks for having me on.
Hey, Brian, always a pleasure.
If we can try to do it, everybody go check out PFF Mock Draft. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of different ways you can draft and you can make things happen. And there is a way to get players. And yes, a lot of people can get restructured. You don't have to turn off Madden mode to make it happen. But if Lamar really wants to come here, he can. Thanks, Ronbo.
Thank you, Brian. Talk to you shortly. So,
have a good night.
You too. But see, Alessandro's naming quarterbacks that were not world beaters. The stars have to be aligned. Everything. Joe Flacco, is he amazing? People used to ask questions when they come to Baltimore from out of town. Is Joe Flacco considered a franchise quarterback? Nick Foles won. Oh, my God. We need to realize everything has to be perfect to win a Super Bowl because both teams in the Super Bowl, they're always both good. Whoever gets the best breaks is going to win that game. Now, you can start changing your quarterback every year all you like. Spinning your wheels. You got to get somebody, establish them to know the team. That's your best bet. Get a quarterback that's been there for 2 or 3 seasons. Mahomes has been with the Chiefs how long? How come he's now dominant? Yeah, he's a good quarterback, but they're not switching quarterbacks every other year. Hey, yo, Merrick.
Hey, Ronbo.
Merrick, Lamar Jackson, is he on your Christmas list? Wait, that's too late. There's that. You want the Easter Bunny to bring Lamar Jackson in?
Honestly, I would be for it just because we're a win-now team. I think Lamar Jackson would be that final push for the edge to get us a Super Bowl or 2.
How come?
I think he's just very dynamic, and he would have much better weapons because Baltimore gave him no weapons.
No.
His best weapon.
Merrick, I just want to interrupt you there. He's got to give up some of those weapons. Everybody can't stay. His repayment is going to require too much. It's like Ian just pointed out, because Foles had a great team. Foles gets paid nothing when they came in and won that Super Bowl. Now Lamar's going to get paid a lot. He's going to take out a third of your entire bankroll, right? So payroll, should I say? So now you're going to have to say goodbye to some players. You can't keep that all-star cast and Lamar. That's why he's playing with the team he's playing with now. They can't afford anything else. Well, no, they've been rebuilding. He's had some decent players, but not of the caliber of the 49ers. Agreed.
Yeah. Even if you had to give up some pieces, I think our weapons would still be better than whatever Baltimore had because his best receiver in Baltimore was Marquise Brown.
Tell me who you're going to give up.
Number 2 receiver at best.
Yeah, who are you going to give up? You have to give more than one. Pick out 2 minimum, and they can't be scrubs. They got to be a couple of your frontline players. I mean, that's what the Ravens would be asking for.
Well, I think, honestly, you could maybe give up Debo because McCaffrey kind of fills his role.
Yeah,
and he's not getting injured as often as Debo, at least lately.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe if I'm Baltimore,
give up Elijah Mitchell as well.
No, that's not going to work. Maybe I tell you I need a defender, and I on the phone I'm saying, listen, John, I need a defender. You want one of the best dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL. Now I'll take Debo. I like that a lot. Give me a defender, and let's call it a day. Who are you going to give up? Because they're going to ask for Nick, and they're going to ask for it in a heartbeat.
Well, I'm not giving him Nick.
So that's what I'm telling you. Lamar.
So the only thing I think you could maybe be worth giving up would be one of our linebackers, like Dre or Aziz, if we re-sign him.
See, that's where people are confused. Dre doesn't get paid any money. That's not even going to begin to match salary. You're going to have to give up a few people because $230 million is going to match salary a lot. That's why I started with people like George may be in that package too. It's going to take a lot of players on a sign and trade. We don't have a first-round pick. That's the only way you're going to
get it. We'd have to give up players.
Yeah, a number.
Because I thought I read if you want to get Lamar, if you match what the Ravens are getting him and they don't want to, have a counter offer, you just got to give up 2 first-round picks, and Lamar is yours for a franchise tag.
We don't have any first-round picks unless you're giving up future first-round picks. So you accept that. But otherwise, $230 million. That's $60 million. Something like $60 million a year, somewhere in there. 50, 60 mil. So now you got to look at the salaries you have. How many players are going to take to equal that? So it becomes a real chess match. Are you going to be as good after you get through doing that? Or are you going to be back at square one?
Sure.
Yeah. So it becomes a problem.
But Lamar wouldn't be my number one option. It would be great if it got him, but is it happening? Probably not.
Who's your number one option?
Personally, Ronbo, I'm probably gonna need some backers, but I think we should trade Trey because we're a win now team. We don't have the time or luxury to hope.
Dre Greenlaw?
He will become a great quarterback. No, Trey Lance.
Oh, okay.
Trey has the time or luxury to hope.
Yeah,
he hasn't been developed into something great.
Yeah, and we don't know that. So he hasn't been on the field long enough to know exactly how good he might be.
I think what's best for him would be to go to a team that's, going to struggle for a bit, like the Texans or somewhere. He has time to learn and grow, and he's not pressured with trying to win the Super Bowl his first full starting
we
year.
Gave him 2 first-round picks for him. We've actually we've invested a lot in him. And to give him away that easy, that's a little insane.
I just rather give him away now when he has some value, because what if he plays us next year and he's proven to not be the guy, and then we have to get rid of him for like a 7th-round pick?
Well, you know what? If he doesn't produce between now and next year, we'll be coming up on 3 to 4 years, 4 years. Then the conversation comes up like Danny Dimes, right? The Giants have said they're not picking up Daniel Jones' contract 5th-year option. And I started laughing. And now, all of a sudden, Danny Dimes is going to be one of the highest-paid quarterbacks in the NFL. I said, yeah. So you come in and show people things, and Trey could do that. And you get paid. And a team is better off now with a starting quarterback. It's possible. But these are hard things to predict.
It's just hard to know what to do about that.
Yeah. So we'll see.
And unfortunately, Matt Ryan's not an option unless you want to trade for him, because he's still under contract with the Colts unless they cut him.
I think they let him. I think they let him go.
I haven't heard any news that they cut him. I think he's still under contract.
Everybody talks about him like he's available.
It's like the only realistic options you could get if you don't want to trade for Lamar, Matt Ryan, would be Baker Mayfield or Andy Dalton.
Listen, you could get Baker Mayfield right now. Mayfield, somebody said he may get a $5 million offer. Number 1 in the draft, picked number 1, and now he's been reduced to not only a backup role, but a very embarrassing, no respect. Oh man, Baker, we'll give you $5 million. That's tough. Man, that's tough.
If let's say we do end up trading Trey, I think Baker could be the starter. Not because I think he's good, it's just to make sure that Brock gets as much time as needed to heal. Yeah. Because we don't want to rush him back.
By the way, they're pointing out it would cost the 49ers a lot of money to trade Trey. There's a dead cap hit on him too. So on rookie contracts, I think there's a dead cap hit on all of them actually, especially first round.
Well, every contract usually has some sort of cap hit or dead cap.
Yeah. So if you're Parag, you're sitting in your office. They come in, they look around. Parag, you in here? And he's laying like on the floor, looking up at the ceiling probably most of the time now, because the 49ers are asking a lot of him now as there is restructuring contracts and everything else. So for us to bring in here a quarterback that makes everybody happy is going to be very difficult.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I think with our team, I think we need to make some changes, because what's the definition of insanity, Ronbo? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's kind of how I feel with our current roster. We keep hammering our head against the wall with our same players, hoping it'll be enough, and it just hasn't worked out. So we got to make some changes at some point.
That's been very popular. They've made memes on that already. The definition of insanity. You'll see photos of various people. It is. We'll see. Kyle Shanahan's going to be under the gun again, like he always is nowadays. Now he's always under the gun. So I don't know. We're going to find out what happens next. Because 49ers are expected to produce and be in the mix again, but you can't just be in the mix every year. At some point, you need to hurry up and win. So if you're in the mix, that means you're good enough to win. Get it, win it. So we'll see.
Yeah, because we got like a 2, maybe 3-year window to win a Super Bowl with our current players.
Yeah, as I said, contract expirations are going to play a big role in that. Whose contract expires here, or how many people? Because you figured George and Debo are back to back. Nick's getting his contract now, so we'll have him for the next 3 to 4 years. Fred soon as well. There's going to be a lot of blue chip players coming up very soon, and these years seem to go by like that. The 49ers are going to be looking to renew, and they're going to continue to do what their policy seems to be: draft in advance, like you did Aaron Banks, and get rid of Laken Tomlinson. Right? Banks is doing a fine job. He doesn't get hurt like Laken Tomlinson also didn't get hurt, so that seemed to work out well. I don't know about what's going to happen with the center position, though, which is very essential in Kyle Shanahan's system in order for it to work and function at its highest level. So we're going to find out more about that as well. If Brindle leaves, oh, my God. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mac, anything else? Because
I don't know. I'm starting to feel like maybe we should just pull a Rams, and it'd be nice to win at least one Super Bowl. If we turned to poo-poo, at least we could say we won something.
We don't have the money to even do the Rams. Now, you have to get rid of people like the Rams to get rid of people. Everybody who's anybody is leaving. They're having buses outside, should I say limos, to escort high-profile football players out of Los Angeles as they throw that Ram hat and uniform out on the street as they're leaving. Look for McVay to call it a day soon. Aaron Donald, who says he'd bravely come back and do another season, watch him change his mind. Stafford, they're talking about trying to get rid of him. They don't know how to go about doing it. You don't want that. I'm telling you, Merrick, when that day comes, you're going to want a Super Bowl. But then you say, oh, Jesus, now we're in hell. But anyway, we'll see. Merrick, I'll see you Sunday, huh?
Well, Ronbo, I'd rather have won the Super Bowl and turned to poo-poo than be competitive and never win one.
I've heard a lot of people say that. Well, you're sitting at the top of the heat as far as the league NFL elite. You need to win one more, and you're tied with the best and the best of the best, except for Brady individually has 7, but nobody has more than 6. So, we'll get there.
Yeah, we tie the Steelers and Patriots for 6 Super Bowls.
There you go. So patience for a 49er fan compared to some other fans, we should have it. Some teams will never see what we've seen in their lifetimes. Rudy. Hey, Merrick, have a great night. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, see ya.
Night, man. Hey, we go back and check on Nodge. Somebody mentioned Kinlaw. Kinlaw's going to play this year. He's got to. Yeah, I think Nodge is gone. He didn't answer the first couple of times. Hey, Tony, get in. Let's talk some NFL and everything else we want to talk about.
Good evening, sir.
It would be a good evening. It's more actually, Tony. When I think about it, it's actually better to like world chess, maybe world football. How about baseball? Baseball doesn't disturb anybody. The NBA, that's high stress. Yep. Don't want to go there. I just wonder, because sitting around being a football fan is rough. Man.
Yeah, but believe it or not, Ronbo, because I'm in withdrawal. We all in football withdrawal. I'm watching the replay on NFL Network, Game 1, Aints at Falcons right now.
All right.
We lost the game, but I'm trying to figure out how we lost, Ronbo. We were up 23-10 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and we lost the game.
See, that's like the 49ers Super Bowl. It always amazes me when a team comes back on you, and it looks like certain teams, they just can do that. Was Breeze on that team you're talking about right now?
No, this is last year.
Oh, this last season. I'm talking about recently. Yeah, now Tony,
was the quarterback.
That is a reason for concern. Yeah, you know what? You guys are trying to put the pieces back together again. You went through, like you were saying a while back. You went through cap hell and all that thing. So you had to retool and get some more young players in there. And
I'm hearing you guys saying the same thing I was talking to you about. Y'all don't want to get Lamar Jackson, give up 2 first-round picks, and paying all that money.
We ain't got 2 first-round picks anyway. The only way to get him is a sign and trade right now. Show had something to say a minute ago about that. Let me wait. Hold on. Let me read Show. He says you're exaggerating. The Ravens don't want players. We have until after the draft this year. It's worth having the quarterback settle. Tony, do you have issue with losing all your future? This thing that we went through with Trey.
Yes.
I look forward to the draft every year. Even if we don't do well, that first round is very exciting. We don't get none this year. We didn't get none last year.
Oh, Ronbo, you must have not heard what happened tonight.
What?
The Carolina Panthers traded up from 9 to 1 with the Bears.
I know. I did see that. I just didn't pay it no mind. It's just because.
Yeah.
People don't
so now the Chicago Bears, the Bears are in great shape now, Ronbo. Now they're still in the top 10 of picks. They picked 9th right after us. They got DJ Moore, the first receiver taken in the 2018 draft. They got him. They got a 2 second-round picks now. So they got the Panthers second-round pick. Damn. Next year they got 2 first-round picks because they got the Panthers first round. 2025 they got 2 second-round picks.
Well, in 4 years, Tony, the Bears are going to be hard to handle. And they're smart enough to know, just don't keep switching quarterbacks. That trend has gotten worn out. Stick with them. Work with them.
They're number 1 in cap space. They got $94,660,000 in cap space.
You already got your quarterback, so you can already get. Man.
Mm-hmm.
OBJ.
We got $62,926,000 in cap space. We're second.
If anybody wants him, that's
you don't want him.
You or the Bears.
Oh, but the Bears they got DJ Moore and is his name Chase Claypool? Remember they traded for him from the Steelers? They got their 2 receivers now.
I like Claypool. He had that good year, and then last year he didn't do so well, huh? What was he hurt?
Yep. Yeah, but they got the trade. They traded for him from Pittsburgh, so now Justin Fields got a number 1 and DJ Moore and a number 2 now, and the Bears got all that cap space. They're going to build their offensive line, and you got the draft. They got 2 second-round picks. They got the 9th pick. The Bears might be doing something.
And in fact, what the Bears ought to do, since the Giants are clowning around with Saquon, get him over there in Chicago.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, and Ronbo, I got another one for you tonight. By the way, you heard about Stafford too, huh? Now he's up on the trade block.
I bet he's been on it for a while, Tony. They didn't say nothing until now.
You said Bobby Wagner was shown the door.
Yeah.
Well, the player that played next to him, the outside linebacker, Leonard Floyd, was cut today.
Yep. And they mentioned that was going to be the case the other day anyway. The Rams, and Rudy's over on Twitter talking major trash. I hit him up every day. Rudy said, well, we went through this back a couple of years ago in 2019. We're just retooling. Y'all retooling, huh? You're going to need more tools than you got right now.
Me and Ellis was talking back and forth in the chat. Ellis said, damn, pretty soon they ain't going to have enough players to field the team.
That's why I said they got to have limos parked outside for all those players, them high-level players that are leaving to leave because they can't run a bus up there. I said, I can't wait to see what the Rams look like. The Rams are what keep me smiling. The 49ers are bothering me with the moves they're making because I don't know what they're going to do next, and it's frightening. But when you look around the league, you look at the Cardinals. Tony, have you noticed the Cardinals aren't in the news in any shape, way, or form? There's a reason for that.
Ronbo, you didn't know this. The Cardinals have $32,608,000 in cap space.
Well, what are they going to use it on? Because they have not been intelligent about this.
I don't know because they're losing players too through retirement and releasing players, free agency. So, but they got cap space. They got some money.
Leonard Floyd, I could see him being a Cardinal. Bobby Wagner might have volunteered to come on over for less money. What they've got to do, though, is leave the money alone for another year. Work on your draft this year. You're not going anywhere. Kyler Murray, when's he going to play? have you heard anything on his condition and how soon he's going to be ready to go?
No, but what I did hear on Colin Cowherd, the offensive tackle, I can't think of his name, is calling Kyler Murray out, telling him to grow up. He's airing his dirt, saying he's the first one to leave the locker room when it's time to go, and the last one to come in when it's time to come in. So they're airing out their dirty laundry. They're airing
Good.
it out.
Who the hell does Kyler? You know what? I think we had this conversation a while back. Kyler Murray goes back to the MLB within another 2 seasons because
They can have him now.
Yeah, he has the wrong attitude for an NFL player. You can't be as uncommitted and non-passionate about the game as Kyler Murray. You know, you got to read the playbook. You got to know what's going on. You know, you got to understand your players. Kyler's not. That's not what he's thinking. So go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir.
I think Kyler is that's why the Cardinals. That's why when people ask me about I'm always numb when it comes to talking about the Cardinals. There's nothing to feel. I've never had through any emotional periods being concerned about the Cardinals. It's really funny. Rams have always pissed me off.
Rams are a joke. They're going to be the joke of the week.
The Seahawks for the last
decade. What did you say, Ronbo? You did your impression of Cam Akers? You said, I was the first one to ask out. You met all these guys. No.
I love the way they treat Cam. Cam, I was like, he's a stepchild standing in the corner. What? He gets to leave? What? Well, how come I can't leave? Cam, didn't I tell you to hush? I'm talking about, I told you a while back I wanted to go. Y'all want to give me a break, you gonna let him go? You know, if I was Cam, I'd say, Ben, y'all tripping. I asked you to leave. You could have kept him. He didn't want to leave. So, you know.
Yep. They cut the other back, Henderson, and kept Cam Akers. He was the first one that said he wanted out.
That's what you do in Los Angeles.
Oh.
You tell the Rams you want to go, and they'll hold on to you.
The Tennessee Titans center, Ben Jones, is being released. Please, Falcons, pick him up. He likes Arthur Smith, too.
This is a day for guys getting cut and everything else. It's going to be interesting to see what happens
Former
between
Pro Bowl cornerback William Jackson, who used to be with the Bengals, then went to the Commanders, was with the Steelers. They released him. I'm watching it on the radio line.
That must be the guy I saw on my Bleacher Report notifications. That might have been who they were talking about. Prime-time cornerback available for the 49ers.
William Jackson, yep. Hey, Ronbo, did you ever get that information about the free agents?
Yeah, that's right. You're right. I've been busy as crazy. Show's got his draft. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to get to. I'm going to try to get to it all before Sunday. Not yet. But thanks, Tony.
Yes, sir.
I got to get to it
up now, Ronbo, because, the free agent frenzy's getting ready to start. So,
I know. This
man, I hope we
weekend's it.
Get some of these players, man.
Yeah.
We got to get these defensive players, man.
I know. It's going to be a matter of where they stand. Is it priority or is it whoever? This is not priority time. This is later on when you have to put your name on the list, isn't it? Anyway.
Well, the frenzy starts Sunday, but you can't start signing players till Wednesday.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm talking about when players get put on waivers.
I'm here too. I got another one for you, Ronbo.
Real quick, it's running time.
On the Yahoo page, there's a picture of Giselle dancing on a pole dancing, Ronbo.
I gotta go Google that.
Yep. It's all out there. So, and I'm hearing Brady's going to sign with you guys. I don't know if that's true. I'm not confirming it.
Of course,
that's
true.
What I heard, Ronbo.
Tony, we'll find out between now and this weekend. I think I'll see you Sunday.
And good luck to Brock Purdy. He had his surgery today.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be out a little bit longer than they say.
Always.
But I hope he heals fast.
I do too. Poor guy. He deserves better than that. All right. Tony, have a great night. Always fun.
I'll see you Sunday, sir. We'll have some more news.
All right. Night, Tony.
Take care.
You too. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Brady comes trotting in and decides to play for the 49ers. I actually think about that. When I think about that, yeah, I could see that actually, because we don't expect it. The unexpected happens with the 49ers more than anything else. Hey, 901, you're in Tennessee. Tennessee.
Hello.
Hello, and who is this?
Cardinals, y'all irrelevant. Rams, y'all our bitch. Gene D, don't come in here talking crazy because you know Jalen gonna talk that shit. Rombo, you know I had to get in here some type of way. How you doing, Rombo? How y'all doing, faithful? It's fine. Your boy Jalen.
Yes. Jalen, your ID changed on me. I didn't know. If I'd have known that, I'd have been all pumped up. Jalen, get in here, man. You know, because this is like your kind of subject. You know, because 49er fans are running around all over the net. We need Lamar. We need to stop fooling around, man. We've been bullshitting with all these other quarterbacks, man. Get a real quarterback, and then let's go to the Super Bowl. Man, y'all know how much Lamar going to cost you. It's like when you walk into a high-end store and you got $20, you may as well go back outside. You ain't go buy nothing in here. So I'm saying, you know, Lamar Jackson, north of $200 million.
Yeah, Ronbo, that's a lot of money.
And he's missed 2 of the last 3 seasons hurt. Now he wants a guarantee.
Ronbo, I think last year he definitely was injured. But here's the thing, what I think about some of these athletes when they get injured. Guys like Christian McCaffrey, like you notice once he came over here, he didn't miss a game. When he was at Carolina, I mean, Ron, you got to really think about it. What are these athletes really playing for once they get their money and these teams are bad? Like the Panthers, what is Christian McCaffrey still playing for if they going 3-13 every year?
Might be right. Even Jimmy Ward looked great.
Same with Michael Thomas. Yeah. With the wide receiver from the Saints. When was the last time you saw him? I don't think that boy really hurt. The Saints just ass. Yeah. The Saints just ass. I mean, look at Blake. I know we don't talk about basketball, but look at Blake Griffin. He didn't dunk for how many years? He gets to the net. He dunking again.
You bring that up. What about that dude over in Philly that's got some kind of mental issue? One of the best defenders in the game.
Talking about Ben Simmons?
Yeah. Every time I look at Ben Simmons, I start laughing.
They pick and choose. They pick and choose who they want to play good for.
I know. Would you know? And you get paid.
I think Lamar definitely could have came out on the field this year, but he was like, I'm not going back out there and injuring myself, and I haven't gotten paid yet. So I think he was kind of, you know, he might have been ready to come back towards the end of the season, but he was like, you know what? The media told me, don't go out there. And what I do? I got hurt. I'm not going back out there.
You're right. And I cannot blame him for not coming back out there. Anytime. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo, same thing. They might. Somebody said Jimmy could have played. And Jimmy told him, no, y'all, man, I ain't got no contract.
No, Jimmy gave us that FU, though. Jimmy, if anybody. What are you saying, Ronbo? You can go.
I was saying, because the thing is, Jimmy said, y'all ain't giving me no contract. I need to go out there now. And then that's because when you heard how angry the 49ers were, I got a feeling like you're saying, Jimmy gave him the FU. He might have.
I mean, but Ronbo, listen to this though. We already drafted Trey to replace him, and now we got a kid named Brock Purdy coming in saying that he's even better than him. Jimmy saying this, what the hell I'm finna go out here for y'all for? If I get hurt, y'all gonna be saying that is my fault.
And you gonna put me out anyway. So I
kinda understand. I'm already leaving. Hell, I ain't finna get
But to your point, you're right. Players who get hurt like that, they can pick and choose. I'm still feeling pain in that. You pay the doctor a certain amount of money. He signs off on it. I hadn't thought about that, but I'll bet you an investigation would show players been doing that for years.
Yeah. Man, I guarantee you if McCaffrey was drafted to the Chiefs with Mahomes, he never would have missed a game. That boy would have
playing hard as he plays, too. And sometimes I thought he got hurt a lot. I thought he might have got hurt a few times this year. Jumped up like nothing happened.
It's crazy. But Ronbo, I had a feeling, a question. You brought it up in the last little talk with the last caller. I too as well feel numb about the Cardinals, Ronbo. I never really get mad at them. The Rams. I don't really hate the Rams either, Ronbo. They just annoying as hell. They like an annoying little brother. I'm just like, man, shut up. Just be quiet.
It's always a fan base.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the Seahawks, I fucking hate them. I hate them with a passion. With a passion.
Oh. And
but Rudy, Gene D, I got a question for y'all. And representative of the Cardinals in here. Why don't y'all talk shit about each other? It always seems to be y'all versus us.
Oh,
Gene D.
Hawks.
Rudy, y'all best friends or something?
Right. Hawks, how do you feel about the Rams? They hand you your ass every year, even when they're not doing well.
And y'all buddies. And y'all buddies about it.
You know why, don't you? Because the cream of the
Rams
crop.
didn't the Seahawks put y'all out of the playoffs a few years ago?
See, they just want to mess with the
Richard Sherman
A-listers.
tear his Achilles against the Rams? I mean, come on now. Y'all buddies, Cardinals. I mean, Ronbo, you never hear anything about the Rams and Cardinals, Seahawks and Cardinals.
Ever.
It's always the 49ers.
Because
You know
everybody
what that means, right?
everybody wants to be at the top. You got to take shots at the top. Everybody below you, or even I mean, ain't nobody gonna take no treadmill move. Why need to talk? If I'm the Hawks, why I need to talk to the Rams? They got one trophy. I got one trophy.
Rombo, my dad said all the time, misery loves company. and you know them sorry bums are real sad down there with them 1 rings on their fingers.
Watch Rudy come running here. Hey, excuse me, we got 2 rings in L.A. No, you don't. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You got 1 ring in L.A. I gave him a 1.5 rings because half of that belongs to city of St. Louis.
Oh yeah. You can't. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That's halfway across the world. Honestly, Missouri, that's a little minute away.
So from L.A. to Missouri, come on, man. Don't be taking credit for that.
Yeah, that's not. Come on, y'all. That ain't y'all ring, man. That ain't y'all ring, dog.
It's a reach, and it doesn't help me get any closer to the 49ers anyway, Rudy. You know what I'm talking about? We got 2 rings, and we're the best team in the NFC West pretty much since the franchises have both. Oh, you got 2 rings in total for your franchise history. That does not give you the right to pound your chest.
Ronbo. It's crazy. And he can pound his chest. Rudy will come up in here pounding his chest. Gene D gonna sit. Go, best friend. Go. Get on the 49ers.
And Young Montana supports both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, man, these other NFC West teams, are y'all like in cahoots? I mean, it's like they best friends, Ronbo. I mean, whoever comes in here trying to represent the Cardinals, I mean, I don't know who it is. I salute you and respect you, my brother. You're very rare to find. You're very rare.
Hey, Cardinal fans, stand up. And listen, I'll never give you guys a hard time, by the way. If you guys got something to say.
I won't either, Ronbo. It's hard to be a Cardinals fan.
Have they ever won a trophy?
I don't think they've ever even had an MVP candidate, have they? Oh, Larry Fitzgerald.
Wait a minute. They had a tight end. What's that tight end's name? Gonzalez?
Tony Gonzalez.
Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they've had some players. Antoine Bolden before he left.
Ooh, Anquan, Hank, the original Debo before, boy.
Yeah,
Hank.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that he is the original Debo.
One is fast though. One is fast.
But
ran
you suffered trying to take him down.
Boy, ooh.
That dude had some arms on him too, didn't he?
Damn. Man, Vernon Davis. I remember them days, Ronbo.
Who is a Cardinal, though? It's a trivia question for the chat. Name a Cardinals fan. Oh, the receiver, Hall of Famer.
I know Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitz, yeah.
Larry Legend. Yeah, you can't forget about Larry Legend. But, man, Ronbo, I just never
See, we got to work hard to come up with these names, though.
I just never quite understood, like, why we always in here arguing with Rams and Seahawks fans, but they ain't never arguing with each other. I mean, it's a division of 4, not a division of one team and the 3 y'all trying to beat us. That ain't how it works.
Well, that's what they try.
I mean, Rams, as much as I clown the Seahawks, you got to get past 2 before you start talking to 1. If y'all can beat the Seahawks, then you can start talking to us. But y'all can't beat the Seahawks.
and what do they bring up? The first thing out of their mouth, man, you guys talk about them antiques. Ain't no such thing as an antique Lombardi. That's part of a legacy of which you guys cannot compare. So just get out of here with their old rings and their old trophies. You wish you had some of them old trophies. One.
They wish they had history, Ronbo. I'm telling you, Ronbo, I look in them Rams stadiums, all those jerseys they got on, they LA. You don't see no St. Louis jerseys in there.
You don't see no throwback either, of any kind.
And you damn sure don't see no throwback LA jerseys in there. They all new, brand spanking new.
The first time I see a white Rams jersey with blue lettering, I must say, oh, okay. I wonder where he found that. He must have had that custom made.
It's an antique. There's an antique, a hand-me-down.
It's an antique, right?
Ronbo, even if they are old jerseys, you know it ain't no Rams fans, so it's going to look brand stinking new. Old jerseys don't look new.
That's all you see. It's brand new jerseys. The Hawks were the same way when they finally came to relevance back in 2014.
2013, everybody was a Hawks fan, Ronbo. You couldn't find another fan. Where y'all go, though, Gene D?
Yeah.
Where y'all go?
Oh, and Big Show says Big Show wants to give you a shout out, and yeah, Big Show, shout out to my
Big
brother.
Show, shout out to you too, because you talk good things all the time. Big Show, Emilio, man, some of y'all come here, y'all talk real good stuff. I don't never want to interrupt you. Shout out to you.
They always keep it 100, and that's why I like it. If you got some feelings one way or the other, just let it go. All right, I may argue or oppose something, but I love it when Big Show comes in and does what he does tonight. Big Show is serious about winning. And you guys, he's got the same problem as you is. He's at that age group where you're tired of hearing about what already took place. You want something to happen now. And that's fully understandable. And, it's got to happen sometime because we got a good organization now. I know we don't appreciate the people in charge, Shanahan and Lynch, but I want football guys in there. If you get rid of Shanahan and Lynch, please bring me some more football people in there. Don't give me no more Jimmy Tomsula, Chip Kelly's. Please keep that out of here. That's the only thing I ask.
Yeah, I can't do another year of that, Ronbo. My entire high school career of football was horrible because of that 4-year drought we had from 2014 to 2018. It was tough, Ronbo. It was really tough.
I mean, every weekend was dark because you already knew before the game started.
God, Ronbo. We got swept by Josh Rosen. For crying out loud. Lord have mercy.
And they just barely beat us. He beat our ass.
He beat us bad, Ronbo.
Crying crocodile tears.
I mean,
well, Jay, we got to go. Hey, Jay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'll be back Sunday, man. We can put his ID name on that one, too. So we got any number you call us, I'll be ready. All right, Jalen.
Man, Ronbo, we still the kings of the West. Kyle is bad. Knee needs a 2-year rest. Gene D don't come in here talking crazy. That's some donkey pest. And I know good and well them Rams ain't going to never give them talking shit because they ain't never going to clean up that mess. Ronbo, they got no picks. The Seahawks have a bad, rainy, bad, horrible stadium, and the Cardinals have no fans. Let me get a Niners shout out.
Jalen.
And Nick Mullins beat the Raiders on national TV. I ain't gonna never forget that.
Don't forget the Hawks. Beat them too.
Oh yeah, he beat them Hawks and he beat the Raiders.
Yeah. Made my day. Whew. Night, Jalen. As 49er fans, we have a lot to be amused by as far as the other teams that like to come in and taking shots at us. So always know, don't let it actually stress you all the way out when they start talking trash. Laugh and make jokes out of them. There'll always be jokes to us. In all of our lifetimes, the Rams and the Hawks, and especially the Cardinals, they will never see the glory that has been the 49ers. They'll never see it. They can talk all they want to. I'll see you, fam, Sunday. I know. Oh, by the way, thanks for the contribution tonight, family. I never take that for granted. Appreciate that. And please, subscribe. We have fun like this all the time. Why? Because we have the Rams and the Hawks that actually come in, have a seat next to us, and try to run smack. It's hilarious. If it's the first time you joined us, they do that all the time. Please hit that like. I know.